Hello everybody, this is Vinton, aka BitB, and welcome out to another BitB stream. Thanks for coming out. It is Sunday, and we're going to be playing some Phoenix Wright. Alright, so I was planning on doing this yesterday, but for whatever reason, I wasn't into it. I just wanted to chill out with Breath of the Wild, but we're doing it today. Now, I should mention, before we get started here, I'm actually kind of tired. Like, I'm going to mention it like right off the bat here. A little tired, a little out of it, because I haven't gotten great sleep over the past, 3 days. So, yeah, hopefully caffeine will edge that out and I'll be able to do the episode at full speed. That is my hope. So anyways, how you guys doing today? I hope you guys are doing good. And I'm hoping that by the time I get tired enough, I'll just be able to knock out after tonight. I don't know. I can hope, right? Anyways, let us continue this. So, from where we were just collecting a whole bunch of evidence for the trial that we're doing here, and we left it off on the trial today. So, January 7th, 9:48 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 1. Ooh, we get the first lobby. Oh, I see. I guess I should have expected this. Nobody saw the other guy, huh? Nope. But he was there when I took the coffee over, sir. Scout's honor. Maggie, who? Oh, hey, how you doing? Detective Gumshoe! Are you doing all right? How you feeling? As if you need to ask either question, sir. Don't let him get you down, Maggie. And don't forget to eat well, okay? Roger. And you! Yes? You better square this case away. Got it, pal? Maggie's innocent, you hear? If you screw up, then I'll be doing some squaring away myself. Squaring away some paperwork for your arrest? I don't think that's an arrestable offense, sir. I think he's serious. Hey, detective! You're on our side for once, right? Yep. So, you'll be able to help Maggie out, right? Really? Can you, sir? No, of course! I've got the situation under control. I'm gonna be the first witness on the stand today. If something I say doesn't mesh with the facts, make sure you point it out, alright? Sure. Okay, we're forming a united... we're forming a united from front today, pal. For some reason, I thought that said from. We're forming a united front today, pal. You get me? Good Lord, English. I can't tell you how grateful I am, sir. I've always admired you so much, detective. I know I can count on you. And it looks like it should all go pretty smoothly today, huh? I can only wish. Well, if Godot is doing anything today, yeah, it might not be as smooth as I want it to be. Court is now in session for the trial of Maggie Bird. The defense is running, Your Honor. Excuse me. Drink up.
Bitter.
Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor? Gah! What's wrong? Nothing. It's just whenever I addressed you in the previous trial, your response was, "You's talking to me?" I was a little, intimidating. No, that wasn't me. That was the phony Phoenix. I see. So our trusty Phoenix Wright is back with us now, is he? Our trusty? So... Mr. Godot, your opening statement, please.
Mr. Wright, whether you're fake or the real deal, we will find out soon enough through this trial today.
But I can already tell you, I'm the real Phoenix Wright.
I wasn't questioning whether you are Phoenix Wright or not. I was questioning whether you had studied law or not. That's what I intend to find out.
There's no denying it. Behind that mask is a man who really hates me for some reason or another. As everyone is aware, the court has already given its verdict on this case once. Therefore, I won't stand for irrelevant testimony during this retrial. Nor will I stand for a simple repetition of the evidence presented in the last trial. I'm not planning on repeating anything that phony me said, trust me. Now then, Mr. Godot, please summon your first witness. Hello.
Let's start with the formalities, shall we? Name and occupation.
Witness, state your name for the court. Sorry, sir. The name's Police Department Detective Occupation Dick Gumshoe.
Other way around, Detective.
Sorry. Anyway, I'm the officer in charge of this case, sir. Since yesterday, sir. Since yesterday? Yeah, the guy who was on the initial investigations tied up with another case now. I hope Gumshoe's really got everything under control, for everyone's sake. I see. So, Detective Gumshoe, would you outline for the court the basic facts of this case? Yes, sir. The victim's name was Glenn Elg. He was a professional programmer. He was on the payroll of Blue Screens Incorporated, a local company. This is the victim's autopsy report. The court accepts this into evidence. Cool. I can take a look at that. You once spat in my coffee in Starbucks. I will hate you forever now. I think it's a little deeper than that. I have a theory on what Godot's about, but I'll see if that pans out. And here are the floor plans of the restaurant. When the incident took place, the victim was sitting right here. The position coffee was brought over to him by the waitress. The waitress being the accused? Yeah. The victim died from poisoning almost immediately after he took a sip of the coffee. At the time of the incident, there were 2 other people in the restaurant. Mr. Gene Armstrong, the owner, and the chef. And the regular by the name of Victor Mr. Kudo. Yeah. Sorry, I'm really messed up today. It still seems to be a very straightforward case to me. Pretty much. Say my theory, I won't respond to it. You know, even then, I'm not even all that proud or strong with the theory in my head, as I'm going to hold off on it until I feel I've got a little more of an idea behind it. How you doing, friend?
Come, Detective. Take up this hammer and nail the defendant's coffin shut with your own 2 hands.
Now then, Detective Gumshoe, let's have your testimony. Yes, sir. The incident. Just say it. Meh. I'ma hold off on. I don't know. Actually, I want to look into the previous, the first game, because I have a theory that whoever it is that is Godot is somebody from the first game. That is what I will say. When the incident took place, the victim was alone at his table, sir. We understand that the guy, Glenn Elg, was listening to the radio at the time. Traces of poison were found in his coffee cup. And what we found was potassium cyanide. That stuff really packs a punch. And, looks like Miss Bird might have had, some kind of a motive.
Using the dark, aromatic depths of coffee to conceal the poison. Classy lady.
The facts of this case seem to be ironclad. Mr. Wright, I would ask you to begin your cross-examination, please. Yes? Please, no intimidation tricks this time around. Is that understood? I already told you, that wasn't me! Right then. I think I'm going to save right about here. Because why not? Just in case, I actually do get penalized for pressing too much. Which is possible. I don't know. We're pretty far into the game. Right then. So, press. Can I stop you for just a minute?
What is it? Did I say something that contradicts the evidence?
He's so desperate for that to be true, he's practically crying. Your testimony just now doesn't match the testimony given by Miss Bird. She claims that there was another man at the victim's table.
Yeah, that's what she said, and I... What killer wouldn't say that when faced with a homicide conviction?
Hey!
Sadly, her testimony isn't supported by the owner or the other customer. Isn't that right, Detective Gumshoe?
Yeah, it's true. Their two testimonies tie up on that. They both said there was no other guy at the table.
What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder or not? Try and get some more info. Well, maybe the other witnesses just missed him. Perhaps their view of the victim's table was obscured in some way.
That argument is as weak as the coffee at Tribulations. I have here in my possession a ticket.
A ticket? Looks more like a photo to me.
Yes, a one-way ticket to Guiltyville. Population, the defendant.
Interesting.
This is a photograph taken from near the entrance to the kitchen.
It's framed about well enough that I would suspect that Lotta was here. Bullshit. This is the... Okay, man. This is the scene as witnessed by the chef, moments after the poisoning took place, correct?
I think the court will agree that with such a clear view of the scene of the crime... How, Mr. Wright, could anyone have overlooked a second person at the table?
Yeah. It certainly seems to show the victim's table extremely clearly. We can make it flex, I think.
We understand that the guy Glenn Elg was listening to the radio at the time.
He was listening to his radio, you say?
Yeah, he had a portable radio in his chest pocket.
Maggie told us that too, didn't she? Something about how one of them had some sort of earpiece? What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder or not? Why not? And what was it that the victim was listening to on the radio, Detective Gumshoe?
Huh? How should I know?
Thanks a lot. We're now one step closer to the middle of nowhere. This isn't going very well, is it?
Detective, could you perhaps tell us about the poison and how it was used? Traces of poison were found in his coffee cup.
Oh, yeah? So, traces of the poison were found in the coffee cup and nowhere else?
Not sure I get you, pal.
Was the poison a liquid or was it a powder?
If I had to put it in a layman's terms, I'd say it was a powdery substance.
So the poison could have been in anything that was on the table. Sugar, salt, pepper. Great.
Do you put salt and pepper in your coffee, Wright? You unhinged swine.
The victim took his coffee black with no sugar. It seems that the poison could only have been in the coffee.
What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder or not? Meh. Are you absolutely certain that the victim even drank any of his coffee?
What do you mean?
According to this file, the poison was found in the victim's coffee cup. But what proof is there that the victim ever drank any of it? Autopsy? Come on, Phoenix.
Oh, hey, you're right.
In case you were wondering, that last objection was for the detective there.
For me?
Oh, hey, you're right. You may be fooling this court, but I'm not falling for it. If you had the time to waste, you'd have the time to present that piece of evidence.
That piece, sir?
Yes, that piece.
What piece was it again?
This.
Hey, bastard! Should I be grateful this coffee is only hot enough to give me first-degree burns?
Oh, now I remember. This is, victim's coffee cup.
Yes, the victim's cup. Take a good look at the rim.
Oh, yes, it's unmistakable. There's clearly a coffee stain on it.
Conclusive proof that the victim did drink the poisoned coffee that was in this cup. The victim gulped down the bit of death that was the waitress brought to him, like this.
All right, you drink coffee pretty quickly when you need to. At this point, I feel like I should probably have coffee with me, too. Oh. Soda makes things work. I've never been a gigantic fan of coffee, actually. I don't know. It's sort of just a drink that exists. Yeah. All right, enough of the aside.
For the record, the only prints on the cup were the victims and the defendants.
Well, crapola.
Upon further investigation of the cup, we found a certain chemical substance. And what we found was potassium cyanide. That stuff really packs a punch.
Potassium cyanide. I've heard of that chemical before. Exactly how strong is this poison, Detective Gumshoe?
Well, that stuff's lethal. Eat too much, and you're history.
You could say that about a lot of things. How much is too much?
A lethal dose is 0.2 grams. That's about enough to finish anyone off.
0.2 grams? How much is that?
You know when you swab your ears for earwax? Yeah, about that much.
Earwax, huh? Sounds like something Gumshoe got an abundance of.
Such a small quantity of poison could have been concealed anywhere. And, it looks like Miss Bird might have had, well, some kind of a motive.
Some kind of motive?
Yeah, but if you ask me, it's been blown way out of proportion.
You know what my golden rule is, Detective? Chuck out a bad cup of coffee, you can always get another.
Huh? I don't get it.
I'm saying we can always get another witness on the stand if we have to chuck you out.
Go.
So stick to the facts, Detective. Now then, what was Miss Bird's motive?
Come on, Gumshoe.
They said she wanted to steal a lottery ticket.
I knew it. That's what we heard yesterday, too.
It disappeared from the scene of the crime.
And it wasn't just any lottery ticket. It was a winning ticket for $500,000.
Mr. Armstrong knew about the ticket, too, didn't he? But he stole the wrong one. Then, is it possible Maggie stole the winning one? What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder or not? Probably a good idea. Wait a minute! The mere fact that the lottery ticket disappeared in no way implicates my client.
I have here in my hand the very ticket in question.
How did you get that?
That's the $500,000 lottery ticket! One of the female police officers found it when she was conducting a search of the defendant.
What?! Damn it. Alright, how does that make sense?
Order! Order!
She's quite a lucky bird, our little waitress.
You will submit that ticket as evidence to the court immediately!
I better keep an eye on that ticket. The way the judge's voice is quivering. He's just gonna take it and, cash it in.
This ticket was presented to the court in the previous trial, too. But it feels heavier now, somehow. $500,000, you say?
Yeah, it's just a scrap of paper. What matters is where it was found, Your Honor.
And that's on Maggie's person, unfortunately.
That's enough! The facts of this case seem overwhelmingly clear to me. The defendant had ample opportunity to commit the crime of which she is charged. Furthermore, it seems beyond reasonable doubt that she did indeed commit the crime.
I like an old man who knows the score.
There is also the matter of the $500,000 lottery ticket. That alone provides a very credible motive. I mean, for the sum of money, even I might be tempted to bend the rules.
I don't mind an old man who is weak to the siren call of money.
Not good, Nick. The evidence against Maggie is starting to pile up fast. Yeah, that's because the court has ruled guilty once already.
I'd say it's about time we wrapped up this repeat performance, son of a bitch. With one final, decisive piece of evidence.
He's got more evidence against Maggie.
This is the apron the delightful Miss Bird was wearing at the time.
The heck's all that shit on it? Wow, that's not the cleanest apron I've seen. Though it makes sense considering she's very, klutzy? That's a good word. That stain looks like... It can't be blood, can it? Why would there be blood?
Seems the star of our play was a little flustered. And somehow spilled coffee on herself.
The coffee? That's not exactly the first thing that caught my eye.
Of course, the coffee stain isn't the most interesting thing about this apron. No, there's something else that stands out even more.
Something else? I presume you mean...
Of course, I'm referring to the pocket.
You bastard. The pocket?
A search carried out right after the incident uncovered this. Potassium cyanide. The very poison used by the killer was in her apron pocket.
A bottle of poison? In Maggie's pocket?
Yeah, and Maggie's prints were the only ones on it.
What? God. How am I supposed to prove any of this? I don't...
Order, order, order. The court will accept these items into evidence.
The apron with a blood stain on it, and that thingy.
There's something still bothering me, Mr. Godot. Why have you not explained the bloodstain to the court?
Good question.
Bloodstain? What bloodstain would that be?
Don't play games, prosecutor! The blood-colored stain that's smeared all over this apron.
That's ridiculous. No one told me anything about a bloodstain.
You don't need to be told. Just look at it.
Well, detective, could this stain really be blood?
No way, sir!
That's... it's just ketchup, sir. Ketchup?
She must have gotten some on her apron while taking someone their breakfast that day.
You could have spoken up a little sooner, Detective Gumshoe!
Pull a stunt like that again and I'll have you drink 17 cups of ketchup, witness.
I thought everyone knew what it was already.
It's a red substance in a murder case. Please explain.
I haven't seen anything yet to make me doubt the last ruling I made on this case.
Yeah.
The motive, the opportunity, and the supporting evidence. They have all been clearly established.
Well, Trad, seems you really are a phony after all.
You really know how to drive a man nuts.
Witness, please continue with your testimony. Describe for the court the crime scene and the findings of your investigation there.
Hopefully we finally get some holes. Testimony is all we got.
The crime was reported at 2:25 p.m. by a kinda scary old man, sir. Poor Maggie had passed out from the shock. It must have been real tough for her. The victim didn't have any identification on him, but we figured out who he was pretty quick, and then the investigation went smoothly. When Maggie was searched, we found the lottery ticket and the bottle of poison. And that was it. There was nothing else missing from the crime scene.
So we need somebody who would want to pin Maggie for this, but also be totally cool with her having the $500,000. Which, yeah, that's a hell of a thing to give up just to, proclaim somebody's guilty.
You identified the victim and secured your prime suspect. Very good.
Last chance to convince the court you're a real lawyer, Trad.
Yeah.
Don't count on any more cross-examinations after this one, so let the fun begin.
Okay, well. So, yeah, it turns out I didn't need to press on anything in the last one. Here. Save again. So, let's see if we can find any contradictions in this one this time.
Crime was reported at 2:25 p.m. by a kind of scary old man.
Scary old man, Detective Gumshoe?
There's an old man who's a regular at the restaurant where the incident happened.
We're obviously talking about the same old man.
Officers were dispatched right after the report came in, but the old guy still made a fuss. What took you so long? Then he hurled abuse at them. And seeds. Seeds.
It was nothing. I caught each one with my teeth.
I guess not even the mighty Godo can avoid being attacked by that guy.
The old man was the only other customer in the place at the time. He took his time finding the payphone, apparently, so he was late reporting the crime.
Poor Maggie had passed out from the shock. It must have been real tough for her.
How long was the defendant unconscious for?
The officers got to the crime scene around 2:40. Maggie was still out cold in the kitchen at the time. It took another 10 minutes or so before she came to. I would have liked to have been on the scene myself.
I bet you would have liked to have carried out the search, too.
I would have loved to see Maggie asleep like that. All pretty in peace, you bastard.
You're a professional detective, Gumshoe, not a professional birdwatcher.
Save the romantics for your own time, detective. All we need to know about is the investigation.
Oops, I guess I'm pretty red right now, aren't I? The victim didn't have any identification on her. Him, rather, sorry. I'm getting two people mixed up.
He didn't have any? Are you saying that it was stolen then?
No, I don't think so. The victim didn't have a driver's license or even a credit card on him, pal. All he had was 58 cents in his wallet.
58 cents?
Yeah, I can't believe I found someone with less in their wallet than me, pal.
The victim sounds like he was a thoroughly miserable young man.
Or some kind of outlaw. Why not give him a bit of an edge?
I think I'm onto something here. So yeah, it was really that, like, it's really freaking expensive there. So why the heck would he be in that restaurant in the first place if he didn't even have all that much money? And we'll see.
But we figured out who he was pretty quick, and then the investigation went smoothly.
Wait a sec!
No? Did I say something dumb, pal?
Let me paraphrase what you just testified to this court. The victim didn't have any form of ID on him. That's basically what you said, yes?
Yeah, basically.
In that case, how were you able to identify the victim so quickly?
Oh, that.
He's so let down. He's got the whole sagging shoulders and puppy eyes thing going.
There was a prescription bag on the victim's table, along with the lottery ticket.
It seems Mr. Glenn Elg visited his doctor before he went to the Tribulations.
We got the victim's name from the medical records of the doc who prescribed the meds.
That's a reliable enough source for the court.
What should I do? Should I leave this alone or ask to hear more? What was that prescription bag? What was that? So what sort of medicine was in the bag?
Well, actually, the bag we found was empty.
Huh?
Yeah, completely empty.
It was completely empty. That's weird.
You're entering an empty paper bag as evidence. Desperate, are you, Trent?
Yeah.
Now, what happened with the investigation after that, detective?
I kind of want to hear some more information about that. Here. I have learned that I should really skim for as much evidence as possible, and if I can... Oh, wait, I can't figure out anything about his insurance? Wow, alright, I nail on the head.
When Maggie was searched, we found the lottery ticket and the bottle of poison.
But the defendant had been passed out for a while, correct? In that case, isn't it possible someone planted the evidence in Maggie's pocket?
Hey, yeah, you've nailed it, pal. It happens to be all the time. We had a department party the other day, and when I got home, I was wearing the boss's shoes.
That makes no sense.
Keep up this crazy testimony, detective, and those shoes will end up down your throat.
Sorry.
So, Trent, someone planted the evidence in Maggie's pocket. That's a pretty bold statement. Care to back it up with some evidence?
Well, I'd love to if I had any. It appears you have no evidence to support your theory, Mr. Wright. Continue with your testimony, witness.
And that was it. There was nothing else missing from the crime scene.
Really? Do tell. So the $500,000 lottery ticket and the bottle of poison were accounted for.
Yeah.
Interesting. It's true that those two items are accounted for, but wasn't there another lottery ticket that was stolen that day?
No, yeah. The one the restaurant owner took. He won a whole dollar with it. What a lucky guy, huh?
And they're just going to let him get away with it?
It was just $1, detective.
I guess no one cares when it's that little. Except for Gumshoe. If I don't find a hole in this testimony, the judge is going to hand down his verdict. Gumshoe isn't giving us anything to work with. And we can't find any contradictions if he doesn't give us something. Yeah, that's true. But Maggie and Gumshoe are like Dumb and Dumber. Our only hope is that they were so dumb they missed something obvious. Come on, Gumshoe. Be the dumbest you've ever been. Prescription bag. You know, we literally just found the prescription bag. I sort of wonder if maybe there's something involved with the prescription bag with that I just don't understand. Objection! Okay, nope, that was the wrong answer. Your Honor, what do you think about the witness's statement?
I'm not sure I follow you.
It clearly contradicts the, I thought.
You don't sound very sure, Mr. Wright. Objection denied.
Lunch special costs $20 despite how unbelievably bad it tastes. He was there for lunch. It costs $20. What's he doing with no money? That's the one thing I'm wondering. It's like, okay, was he planning on dining and dashing? What was he doing in such a ritzy establishment? Because that might not have anything to do with what we're talking about here. Objection! Nope. I'm off kilter. That was it. There was nothing else missing from the crime scene. Well, if you wanted to be really specific, there's nothing in this prescription bag. The victim got this from the doctor before going to Trey Bond. Where's the drugs? Objection! There we go. Gotcha. Detective Gumshoe, I think I should point something out to you. There is just one small contradiction in your testimony.
Oh, finally! I'm getting all anxious just waiting, so hurry up, will you?
You testified that nothing else was missing from the crime scene. However, the prescription bag you mentioned was empty. Did the officer recover the medicine from the scene of the crime later?
No, they didn't.
The victim was given a prescription right before going to Trey Beyond. Where then did the medicine disappear to?
You... Oh, too cool, pal!
Thank you, Gumshoe.
Indeed! Due consideration wasn't given to the victim's prescription in the previous trial. Witness, why do you always overlook such vital pieces of evidence?
I guess that's the most careless thing I've done so far,
The victim was killed by poison, and the victim's medicine mysteriously disappeared. The victim's own prescription could have been the lethal poison itself. That seems like you would have... That's a very, very, very... I mean, you would have to dilute that shit very, very thin if you wanted it to not kill you, I think.
Well, Mr. Godo, what do you have to say to that?
That's all.
What?
Read it for the court. The name of the clinic on the prescription bag, if you will.
What's the clinic's name got to do with anything? New Ear Otolaryngological Clinic. Otolaryngological?
Just what kind of illness was the victim suffering from? Mr. Godo?
Hardly an illness, Your Honor. More like a bitter war wound, you could say.
A war wound?
The day before the incident, Mr. Elg found himself in a fight. He took a blow to the side of his head and ruptured his eardrum.
He ruptured his eardrum? Then what on earth was the prescription he was given?
It was a cream that was to be applied topically inside his ear canal, not to be ingested.
What?
It's mentioned in the autopsy report, if you read the fine print. They found traces of the medication in the victim's left ear.
Yes, here it is. In very, very fine print.
It seems Mr. Elk correctly applied some of his medication while he was at Trebon. Therefore, it would be absurd to believe that he would have eaten his medication.
Yeah. It seems that this medication is irrelevant to the case after all. No! Nick! If you don't think of something quick, it'll all be over. She's right. But I can't get away with any old, weak objection. What should I do? Okay, I would like to... What I'm wondering is, he just got back from the doctor. Very rarely does a doctor only give one dose. I kind of want to know... Ruptured eardrum. Is that something that's going to require multiple doses? I want to know more, honestly. Only moments ago, Mr. Godo made the following statements.
It seems Mr. L correctly applied some of his medication while he was at Trebon.
If that's the case, then why was the medication not found at the scene of the crime? Yeah. But the medication in question was for topical use inside the ear canal. That doesn't change the fact that it could not be found at the crime scene. However insignificant it may seem, it's a lawyer's duty to pursue the truth.
Objection.
You know as well as I do that the medication is irrelevant. It hardly seems likely that a prescription drug would contain potassium cyanide.
It hardly seems likely that the coffee the waitress served would contain it either. But it did. The possibility is undeniable. That's enough. Mr. Godo, it is the detective, the only witness the prosecution wishes to call here. Oh, hello, Thomas. How you doing? Mr. Godo! He is steaming.
I've got my own witness I'd like to call, sir. It's the old man who was there in the restaurant on the day of the murder.
Victor Kudo, the pigeon hater?
Very well.
The matter of the disappearing medication seems little more than trivial at best. However, it wasn't explored at all in the previous trial, and that is something that bothers me. Yay! Good job, Nick! The court will adjourn for a 10-minute recess, after which we will hear the prosecution's next witness.
I suppose this means I'll just have to finish you off in my last 6 cups.
Court is adjourned for recess. Slam! Alright, we bought us some time. January 7th, 11:03 a.m., District Court. Defendant number... Whew. That was close. Tell me about it. I nearly died in there. That's my line, sir! No, it's my line. I think I really did die a little bit. Looks like we all nearly died in there. I can't believe Detective Gumshoe. How could he betray us like that? Huh? He said he'd help me, but he totally set me up. I don't think he meant to do that, Maggie. He just backed into a corner. I mean, the guy's got to do his job, right? It's okay. I know all about lies and betrayal. I've had them my whole life. But it really hurt this time. It felt like someone punched me hard in the stomach. I hate that guy. I don't ever want to see him again. Poor Gumshoe. Oh, man. So, the next witness is going to be that old guy from the park, right? Yeah, Mr. Kudo. Lover of waitress outfits and projectile seeds. I bet he's gonna be really stubborn. I mean, he's pretty set in his ways, you know? Yeah, he's a big old grouch. Are you gonna be able to handle him, Nick? I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I could take whatever he throws at me. Even those never-ending bird seeds. Yeah, it's a never-ending portal of them. Just a portal pouch of birdseed. January 7th, 11:15 a.m., District Court, courtroom number 4. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Maggie Bird. Mr. Godot, your next witness, please.
The prosecution calls the lucky old-timer who caught the show over a cup of coffee. Will the witness please take the stand?
Hello, you old codger.
Name and occupation, if you don't mind.
The name is Victor Kudo, born and bred in the land of the rising sun. Honor and duty are what make me, mind you. I can be quite emotional at times, too.
We don't need to hear about that, Mr. Kudo. Just tell us the court your occupation.
My occupation? Listen, young'un. How much call do you think there'd be for kimono embroidery here?
Kimono embroidery?
That's what I do, or I did, back in Japan. I embroider family crests on kimonos. My ancestors were embroidering kimonos before this country even existed.
Wow, real craftsman. They're a dying breed. Hey, maybe he could embroider my costume sometime.
Anyway, like I said, there's not much demand for that kind of thing here. So I had to take a job working the cash register at a burger joint, pretending to smile. Or
Jesus, that reminds me of, I feel so bad for remembering this, but Good Burger, and when they had Abe Agoda being like one of the fry cooks there. Yeah, you remember that? Oh, Jesus. That was a bad movie. Anyway, that burger joint would have been better off putting him in the kitchen.
Now then, witness, were you in the restaurant at the time of the incident?
Actually, now that I think about it, no, it wouldn't have been better to put him in the back, because he would have just thrown bird seeds at every piece of the food. Or spat in the food. That too.
Oh, yes, I was eating some seeds over a cup of Javachino. Seeds? What do you think these are? I see.
So you saw everything that happened, Gramps?
Did I? Oh, yes, I did. I saw it all.
Then please tell the court. We're all ears.
Sure. I'll tell you. I'll tell you every last detail.
He's really getting into this. Yeah, spotlight's on him. Of course he's going to be into it. What I witnessed.
The young man was reading the sports paper. The servant girl brought him a Javachino, but she put something in it. The man took one sip of it, looked like he was in terrible pain, and then collapsed. That's the servant girl, right there in the defendant's chair. I remember her well. Mr. Kudo, she is not a serving girl. Please refer to her as a waitress. You're as bad as the rest of them.
Hey, at least this old man has some tact.
All these newfangled words. What's wrong with old-fashioned ones? Newfangled? All this talk of radios and glasses. It's wireless and spectacles, I tell you. Excuse me? Listen to me, everyone. Don't forget the old values. Don't let the good old days slip away. Well, I think we found someone older than me. I think it's time to begin the cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor. What he witnessed. Alright, before I do that, save time. Just to make sure we're covered. Just in case something horrible happens. Okay, young man was reading the sports paper. So you saw the victim then. You saw Mr. Glenn Elg. I wanted to know if Guts and Braun retained his championship or not. So he was looking at the sports paper the victim was reading at. And at a location in... At the location in question... There are partitions between tables on the same sides of the restaurant, right?
So what if there are?
If you say that you could see the victim, that means you were sitting at the table on the other side of the restaurant, correct?
I go to that place to drink Javachino. I don't go to sit. I don't remember which table I was sitting at.
You mean you go there to eye the waitress?
Yep. The servant girl brought him a Javachino, but she put something in it.
Mr. Kudo, that is a very grave accusation. Are you sure about what you saw?
Victor Kudo never makes mistakes. I do every T and cross every I. I dot every T and cross every I.
Oh, really? Yeah, you've kind of mixed that up. I see. I probably shouldn't be judging. I mix things up all the time.
My eyesight's fine. The doctor said I only need spectacles for reading and driving.
I bet his eyes are only really fine when he's scoping out a waitress.
And I saw what the servant girl put in the Javachino as well.
I bet I know what's coming up, and something tells me I'm not gonna like it. Oh boy. Here. Wait, what happened? Okay, and the murder was a dude who was sitting in this finest, this fine coffee and food establishment. And then somehow poison was sprinkled into his coffee. And now he's dead. That's basically it. I bet I know what's coming up, and something tells me I'm not gonna like it. Should I leave? Let's just see what happens. It'd be dangerous to press this too much. I'd better ignore it for now. So, oh wait, I can press it. Okay, never mind. Hold on. No. I found that even if I press these things, I tend to be okay in the long run. Skippity skip.
Eyesight's fine. Dot T's. Line eyes.
Press harder, sure. Your Honor, we need more clarification on what was put into the victim's coffee. I'd like to ask that the witness add what he knows about this to his testimony.
I agree. Witness, will you enlighten us, please? Sure. There's no question about it. She very conspicuously put some white powder in there.
Did she really put that into the coffee?
You know me, boy. She took some out of a small brown bottle and sprinkled it in.
Couldn't she have been adding sugar?
Sugar in a small brown bottle like that? Like that. Witness, could you please describe the bottle in more concrete terms?
A bottle like this, perhaps?
No, there it is! That's the one! That's the bottle of potassium cyanide, I presume.
So what did the accused put into the coffee? I think it's clear, don't you?
Nah, I'll be fine.
The man took one sip of it, looked like he was in terrible pain, and then collapsed.
He took just one sip?
You young'uns, you waste everything. Those Javachinos cost $8. In the good old days, we would have drank every last drop, eaten the cup, and then died.
Jesus Christ. Congratulations, you have earned the title of battiest man to grace a courtroom.
So it was an immediate death. Well, with potassium cyanide, I suppose that's possible.
Oh, yes, he slumped over without so much as a twitch. I felt the Javachino I just drank turn sour in my stomach.
Oh, yes, I know the feeling.
And the waitress, I presume she's... That's the servant girl right there, in the defendant's chair. I remember her well.
You said I remember her well in reference to the waitress. Did she have any particular features that you can identify her by?
Particular features? That's a disgrace, that's what it is.
Sorry?
You can see all the way up to her... You know, she's practically naked in that uniform.
So the particular feature you recognize about the waitress is her outfit? But anyone could wear just such a uniform, even me.
Mr. Wright, please spare the court of any further mental anguish from this image.
Don't get all excited, Nick. You gotta keep yourself together. I guess I got a bit carried away.
Gah! There are other things I recognize about her, too.
He seems pretty sure of himself. Really, I want to hear more about it, huh? Sure, you saw a waitress take the coffee over to the victim. But what matters is whether that waitress was Maggie Bird or not.
Quite right. Mr. Kudo, these other features that you all recognize about the defendant, I would ask you to add them to your testimony. Sure. There was a ribbon in her hair, and her apron straps were loose.
You do seem to remember several details about her appearance. But what about the most crucial detail of all? Her face.
Gah! As if I wouldn't remember that.
Come here. Let it out.
The witness noticed the straps on the accused's apron. He's unlikely to make a mistake about her face.
But that's right! I can even tell you the color of the ribbon in her hair. It was red.
So you see, there's nothing wrong with the witness's eyesight.
There's no doubt he remembers the waitress pretty well. What should I do? I get the feeling there's something more to this somehow. Come on, ask about the straps. Ask about the waitress's back. If there's any places I think he would be looking directly, I think they would be the straps. Mr. Kudo, you seem especially interested in the straps. Why is that?
What?
The ribbon in her hair. The straps on her apron. What's the fascination?
Fascination?
People have all kinds of fetishes, Tread. We don't need to embarrass the witness.
Hey, some of these fetishes might lead to victory. What?
Listen, you young upstarts, I haven't got some sick strap fetish. I do. Is there any relevance to the witness's unusual love of straps, Mr. Wright?
I was just curious as to why he was so fixated on the waitress's straps.
I said I haven't got a strap fetish. How many times do I have to repeat myself? Very well. Continue with your testimony, Mr. Kudo, and make it strapless.
Do you think old Seedy really saw Maggie do it? Well, he probably had his eye on the waitress the whole time. That's why he was there. But he was there for the cute outfits, right? Not the waitress. I guess. She makes a good point, though. Hey, did I just say something clever? I wonder if the waitress Mr. Kudo saw really was Maggie. That's what we have to figure out, Nick. All right, so nothing to do with the straps, huh? Back. The identifying features you described are all things you would see from the back.
So what?
Is it possible that you never saw the waitress from the front at all?
Objection! It's got you there, Gramps.
People normally talk about facial features when they're asked to describe someone. But this witness's testimony is nothing but straps and ribbons.
This is harassment. I tell you, I'm not obsessed with straps or ribbons. I'm just telling you what I saw. Mr. Kudo, the court requests that you add details about any identifying features. Features you observed from the front, that is, to your testimony. Sure.
This old man's testimony is getting longer and longer. And if I can't find a hole in it sooner, it'll get even longer, I bet.
There wasn't anything that caught my interest about her when I saw her
Oh, really? You didn't find anything to be distinct, but you did clearly see the witness's face, yes?
No question about it. I didn't come this far to back down now. Victor Kudo never backs down.
It's not the answer I was looking for, but okay. This has turned into a matter of pride for old Seedy now, I guess. Wonder if he really did see Maggie's face or not. Right. Yeah. I think I know what I'm supposed to be doing here. Okay, there wasn't anything that caught my interest about her when I saw her from the front. Well, I think this apron worn by her would say otherwise. Objection! Mr. Kudo, I would like you to please take a look at this.
Gah, that filthy thing would suit filth like you just perfectly. Actually, it reminds me of what my grandson looks like just after he's done eating.
Have you ever seen this before?
Of course I haven't. Do you think I'd forget something as dirty as that, Well, you half-witted clot. Ha! What? What is it? Ever since I said you half-witted clot, there's been an eerie silence in here.
Mr. Kudo, this apron is the apron worn by the defendant on the day of the poisoning. And as you just said yourself, you wouldn't forget something like this. Which means if you had really seen this apron before... Yes, you know what I'm getting at. You couldn't have possibly seen the waitress from the front!
Oops.
Gotcha.
Witness! You can't just oops your way out of this.
Well, well. Looks like we finally have a genuine trial on our hands. Listen, Tride, here are the facts. On the day of the incident, there was only one waitress in the restaurant.
That being the defendant, Miss Maggie Bird.
Exactly. And when that one waitress put the poison into the coffee cup, this old guy was watching.
I hope you understand the gravity of the situation, Mr. Kudo. The fate of the defendant may rest on what you say you remember seeing.
Just tell the court exactly what you saw, Gramps.
You can rely on me, Captain. My noggin's in perfect working order. I can't remember a single occasion when I forgot what burger a customer wanted.
You can't remember? Probably more like he messed up so many times he's blocking it out.
Very well. Let's test just how good your memory and attention to detail is, Mr. Kudo. Tell us what you remember about the victim.
Alright, so we've broken down the whole waitress situation. Let's see.
He was another of those pesky young types, wearing a broken pair of spectacles. He had a newspaper in his right hand, and the noisy brat kept rustling his pages. The young man was listening to the wireless. I remember that well. Then the servant girl in question brought over the Javachino. The little fidget picked up the cup with his free hand and took a sip. The testimony we have just heard was to test how credible the witness's memory is. It seems to me that he remembers the victim in a great deal of detail. Oh, yes, I hate those you-know-what types who are so vague about everything.
How are we going to handle this, Nick? We only need to do one thing. We just need to prove that the old man's memory is shot. Just trip him up, you mean? Isn't that kind of cruel? I suppose. But it's what I do best. Yay. Assholes to the elderly. Alright, before I start poking at you, I'm going to save. Because again, we've gotten past the previous parts. There we go. Safety net achieved.
Another one of those pesky types wearing broken pair of spectacles.
Spectacles? You mean Google Glass, sir?
Dark glasses to you. One of the lenses was green, but the other was broken. Newfangled rubbish. That's why I remember him so well.
He did have some kind of lens over his left eye. It's a scouter. But I wouldn't have called it a pair of glasses.
He seems to have been wearing some rather modern-looking shades. Perhaps I should take to wearing them and rival Mr. Godot's sharp appearance.
We better come up with something sharp and quick. I don't know, what's the next trend? What's the next style? Guess I'll wait and see if I should challenge him about the spectacles.
He had a newspaper in his right hand, and the noisy brat kept rustling his pages.
The newspaper was a sports paper, was it?
That young hooligan! I nearly asked him, can't you even read without fidgeting? How was I supposed to be able to read the back page with all that rustling going on? I needed to find out if Guts and Braun retained his championship title.
It was his paper, not yours. If you wanted to know so bad, why didn't you buy one of your own?
What are you looking at me for, Ow, ow!
Guts and Braun got beaten yesterday, by the way. Anyway,
just an FYI. The young man was listening to the wireless. I remember that well.
The wireless?
The decadent young rascal. In my day, it was one or the other. Read the paper or listen to the wireless.
Oh boy.
And using an earpiece. It's selfish, that's what it is. I was straining my ears, but I couldn't catch any of it.
Was he that desperate to listen to the radio?
What are you looking at me for, How dare you feel sorry for me? Out, stop! Then the servant girl in question brought over the Javachino.
You mean the waitress, who you only saw from behind, right?
You're one of those, aren't you? You never let anything go. Isn't that right?
Maybe.
What does it matter if I saw her from behind her? Oh,
Owie, stop it. Better not push it until I've got some hard evidence. I feel like I'm probably going to have hard evidence by the time I keep pressing stuff here.
Little Fidget picked up the cup with his free hand and took a sip.
His free hand?
Yes.
Which hand was that?
Weren't you listening before, cloth ears? I said he was rustling the newspaper with his right hand, didn't I? If his free hand wasn't his right hand, which hand was it?
Stop throwing seeds!
Perhaps the great Mr. Tride had 3 hands.
Yeesh. I was only asking. Don't need to gang up on me and treat me like a freak. The whole point of this cross-examination is to establish just one thing. That this old guy's memory has more holes than a slice of Swiss. I guess we just need to find a contradiction in his testimony somewhere, huh? Anything will do. Even the smallest detail. We just need one mistake and he's ours. Alright. Oh, hey, maybe the coffee cup has something to do with it. Coffee contained potassium cyanide, covered in the victim's and Maggie's fingerprints. Something I've noticed about this coffee cup. It appears that the lip imprint is on... Yeah, based on how the imprint is on the cup, he would have picked it up with his right hand. And in reference to that... I gotcha. All right. Newspaper in his right hand. Noisy brat kept rustling his pages. Little Fidget picked up the cup with his free hand and took a sip. His free hand... Objection! That's what I thought, yep. Mr. Kudo, do you remember what you were told at the start of this testimony? That this was a way of testing the credibility of your memory?
I know! There's nothing wrong with my memory, I tell you, nothing! If I got anything wrong, I'll eat those seeds and sing the pigeon song.
I don't want to hear the pigeon song. Is that it? Wait a minute, is that doing the pigeon? It's like, Bert gonna hop on stage and just start squawking.
Care to tell us what this is? Where this is going, Tride?
According to Mr. Kudo, the victim was holding the paper in his right hand, while drinking coffee with his free hand, which would make that his left.
God, what is this? Kindergarten?
But I would like the court to please take a look at this.
That's the cup the victim used, correct?
Yes, and on the rim you'll notice the mark left by the victim's lips.
Yes, there is a stain left by the coffee.
If you consider where the stain is, you'll clearly see that the victim was holding the cup in his right hand.
But how would...
Well, Mr. Kudo, the court is waiting for your epic performance. You said you'd eat those seeds and sing the pigeon song. Do the pigeon.
Mr. Kudo, I'm afraid this is simply not acceptable. I think the witness had better go back to the park where... Wait! If you think I'm gonna stand here and listen to you tell me I'm mad, you're wrong. I don't care about that dirty coffee cup. I know what I saw. You still insist on your testimony? That young brat was holding the cup in his left hand! Oh, yes, no question. I'm a good law-abiding citizen, I am. If that dead young hot bot and you spiky-haired yahoo were at a fault. Who were at a fault, yeah. Who, me? Thank you, old man. We've heard quite enough from you already. Don't call me old man, old man! Been around for 86... Wait a minute, not 86. 68 years. I have. You can't ignore me. Listen to what I've got to say! I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, but...
Sure. Why not hear a little more?
Mr. Godot!
But this is my 16th cup of coffee, so this is your final stand.
Thank you, Captain. You can rely on Victor.
Oh, great. So, yeah. Let's try and figure this shit out.
The boy was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the green lens of his specs. He kept fiddling with it all the time. He was fiddling with it just before he picked up the cup, too. And then he used the same hand to pick up the cup, his left hand. We know that the victim was wearing an unusual monocle over his left eye.
It wasn't a monocle, Your Honor. It was a small computer monitor often used by programmers.
I wish I had one of those. Are you kidding me?
A monitor? You mean like a television screen?
The inside of the lens is a screen that displays computer data. It's called an HMD. It's a common tool in the victim's line of work.
Again, what line of work are we talking? Because that sounds amazing.
HDTV, DVD, CD, all these newfangled letters drive me mad, but they don't matter. I know what I saw, and I'm telling the truth.
That's true. He doesn't seem to be lying.
And those are the facts, in good old black and white.
Well, we'll see. See what happens when I press them. But again, doing fine. So I'm going to go ahead and save. I'm just waiting for the moment where we run into a question that completely baffles me. That'll be fun. Alright. The boy was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the green lens on specs. Okay, yeah. So that would have been his left side. I gotta go, Thomas. Hey, thanks for popping in. So the victim was wearing an HMD?
HDTV, CD, DVD, what does it mean?
It was none of them, actually, but anyway. And you're sure that he was wearing the earpiece on the same side?
No question. I can only see that side of his head from where I was sitting.
Yeah, that's pretty obvious if you look at the floor plans. From the opposite table, he'd only have a view of the side of the victim's head.
He kept fiddling with it all the time.
It seems you kept an eye on Mr. Glenn Elg.
He was getting on my nerves, rustling that newspaper and fiddling with his earpiece all the time. And then he went and made all the fuss dying from one sip of Java Cheese.
Oh my god. Yeah, you've got a lot of compassion in your heart, buddy.
I wanted to say to him, calm down, you young brat. Just looking at him made me suddenly speed up my seed eating. I could have choked.
So I take it the victim was a walking ball of nervous energy?
He was fiddling with it just before he picked up the cup, too.
The earpiece you mentioned, which hand did the victim touch it with?
You're one of those people, aren't you? You're the type that uses your left hand to get things out of your right pocket, or fastens your left cuff with your right hand. Now, when the tour guide says, on your right side, you'll see the famous blah blah, you're the only one who just deliberately looks left. Well, aren't you?
No, I didn't mean...
Obviously, he used the hand on the same side of his body that the earpiece was in. Down, ow!
So if he had an HMD on his left side, then it was his left hand, I guess.
And then he used the same hand to pick up the cup. His left hand.
You seem very sure of yourself, Mr. Kudo.
That's because I know what I saw, no matter what tricks you try to play on me.
It looks like he really did see the guy picking up the cup up with his left hand. This is a dead end. Well, Nick, what do you think? I think the guy's telling the truth. But even so, something's not quite right. Then chuck evidence at him until he breaks. But if he's not lying, there wouldn't be any contradiction in his testimony, right? You know, out of a hunch, I'm gonna try this. You know, the victim got this from the doctor before going to Tribulations, and clearly it was about, you know, the earpiece thing. Objection! That's right! Holy shit, that was lucky. I was just sort of like, okay, all right, maybe that's something? I don't know. Oh, okay then. I'm not sure what the relevance of this is, but... Mr. Kudo, there is something very strange about your observations of the victim.
What?
You say he was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the HMD.
No question. You could lock me up if I'm wrong. If it was his left ear, without a doubt, man. I could only see that side of his head from where I was sitting.
I don't think so.
What did you say?
You're no doubt unaware of this fact, Mr. Kudo, but the victim couldn't hear with his left ear.
His eardrum was ruptured! Yeah.
Traces of medication for his condition were found in his ear canal. That's right, it's impossible that the victim was wearing his earpiece in his left ear, because he couldn't even hear in that ear. Is that true, Captain?
It is.
Pigeon! Pretty pigeon! Jesus. Order! 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 This witness's testimony is completely unreliable. He only saw the waitress from behind, and he claims that the victim was wearing an earpiece when we know his eardrum was ruptured. Well, Mr. Godo?
Grr. A single drop of milk is all it takes to destroy the pure black magic in the cup. This old man is my drop of milk.
Captain, are you calling me a drip? This is the victim's coffee cup, in which the potassium cyanide was found. The mark on the rim clearly shows that the victim picked it up with his right hand. I'll never back down. I know I'm right. The lad drank his Javachino with his left hand.
Let me put you out of your misery. Clearly the victim used both hands. He took a sip with the cup, held in his right hand, and then switched to his left. That's what the old man saw.
Impossible. The witness has already testified on numerous occasions that the victim died immediately after taking just one sip of the coffee.
Which hand the victim used to pick up his cup is irrelevant, Your Honor. The fact still stands. With one hand or the other, Mr. L drank the poisoned coffee. Like this.
Sadly, Mr. Godo, that doesn't wash. The point of this testimony was to establish whether the witness's memory is credible. And the results are clear. The testimony given by this witness is useless.
I believe it is time to conclude today's proceedings. I am satisfied that the witness is not deceiving the court, but to be frank, his testimony is a farce. Did you have to be so frank? Take that, you pompous old dick. I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo. You can't reach me from there. I'm ordering the defense and the prosecution to investigate this case further. That is all for now. This court is adjourned.
Oh, good. Yeah, somebody. God damn it.
Wait! Yeah, we stop now. Where does that leave me? Leave you, Mr. Kudo? Thanks to that blue-suited young upstart over there. I'm just a bumbling old man who can't even dot his T's or cross his I's now.
How was your bad memory my fault?
I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, but there's nothing I can do. I've kept my mouth shut until now. There's something else this court should know.
What?
There's more?
To be perfectly honest, it might not be anything. But I want another chance. I want another crack at you, you young shark.
Me? He's looking at me like I'm some sort of evil shogun. I was about to shotgun.
Well, everyone, what do you say to one final showdown? The final chapter in this eccentric old man's scrapbook.
Sorry, Gramps. I've already had my 17th cup of coffee.
What do you got to lose, Captain? I'll give you all the Javachino you want if you come to my house after the trial. I may be 68 years old, but Victor Kodo is still a man. That's enough, witness. I believe it will be quicker for the court to just hear your testimony. You bet, much, much quicker.
I can't believe this is happening.
You better get ready, youngster.
I get the picture. Just quit throwing those seeds at me, would you? He's got to be using some sort of infinite ammo code with that box of seeds. Again, just an infinite box of holding. And he has somehow amassed a gigantic amount of seeds. Okay. Oh, did I watch the last archive to hear how I said Javachino? Was it the one where he was saying Javachino directly to Mia, like that one? Javachino! That, something like that. I don't know. He said it several times. I wasn't sure which one. Anyway. First of all, I want to stress that this might be nothing. I'm not too sure myself.
Young boy slumped over the table as soon as he took one sip of his Javachino. Well, the clumsy idiot upset the vase. He knocked it right over. Oh, really, asshole? It broke, and the strip of cloth covering the table got completely soaked. Well, how about that? Turn things upside down,
No.
Is that all? Yes, that's all. I remember it perfectly. Yeah, you're doubting me again? You're doubting a poor defenseless old man? No, we are not doubting you, Mr. Kudo.
Don't you get the feeling that there's a question hanging on everyone's lips, Nick? Yeah. So what? Probably. That's all I can think of, and I have to cross-examine this guy.
You're a bird brain. That's why all you could think of this. Very well, Mr. Wright. Your final cross-examination, please.
I think I know where we're going with this. I'm gonna save just in case, though. Alright. So first of all, I want to stress that this might be nothing. Press. The court generally prefers if witnesses are sure of themselves, Mr. Kudo.
Noisy brat! I'm warning you, I'm more savage than a macho man right now. You won't beat me with this testimony. This is the final battle. Ow, ow.
He's chucking those seats harder than ever. I better be careful.
Come on, Nick, nail him. The young boy slumped over the table as soon as he took one sip of his Javachino.
The court has already heard that testimony, Mr. Kudo.
I know that. I was just setting the mood. How else am I supposed to build up suspense,
Suspense?
Yes. Now, what do you think? Should I work the audience a bit more? No. Please continue, Mr. Kudo, as quickly as possible. All right. Now, where was I? Yeah, the young boy slumped over the table and... Well, the clumsy idiot upset the vase. He knocked it right over.
A vase, you say?
Yes. There are vases on all the tables in that place. There are accidents waiting to happen. They're practically begging to be knocked over.
They seem pretty stable, if you're not an asshole and just directly knocking something over. Well, he's right about there being vases. I do remember seeing them too. But there's a vase on that table, so unless somebody replaced it. There's a vase on the table when I ate lunch there. And you saw the moment when the victim actually knocked over the vase?
Well, it's hard to say. It's a bit unclear. How do you really define...
Okay, I get it.
I heard it break, and the sight of it is burned into my memory as clear as day. It broke, and the strip of cloth covering the table got completely soaked.
Soaked in water, you mean?
Yes, it splashed me on the knee as well.
You said you were sitting at a table across the room from the victim, correct? And yet the water still managed to splash onto you?
It was cold. I clearly remember it splashing me.
Couldn't the water really make it all the way across the other side of the room? We'll see.
Well, how about that? Turn things upside down,
Hold it. Sure. You mean the vase on the victim's table falling upside down and breaking?
The vase turned upside down, and my testimony's turning this case upside down. It's a joke. I just wanted everyone to hear it. What do you think, Captain?
I'm impressed by your ability to waste time.
Godo hasn't raised any objections for a while now.
So, you young show-off, with that scrap of information, I'm throwing down the gauntlet. If I lose this one, I'll take it like a man and admit defeat.
He's really giving you the evil eye, Maya.
It's you he's looking at, Nick, not me.
It's like he's saying, I triple dog dare you to find a contradiction, young'un. I guess I'll just have to rise up to the challenge, then. I think I already have it. The clumsy idiot upset the vase. He knocked it right over. Meh.
Objection!
Really? Mr. Kudo, this is a photograph of the crime scene.
So what?
Look carefully at the table. The vase is there. Intact.
Huh?
Lost your tongue, Granddad?
I'm no granddad of yours, Hopscotch! Ow! Enough! If you throw any more seeds in this courtroom, the cleaners are... What is it now? I just remembered something!
Yes? Go on.
The broken vase.
It was on my table. What?
Well, you see... It startled me when that young lad collapsed, so I stood up. That must have been when it fell over. The vase on my table, I mean. The vase on your table?
Yes, it was on my table.
And that's how my groin came to be completely soaked for, another reason. Ew! Thank you, Mr. Kudo. You've certainly earned your kudos for today. I'd like to ask a question now. Have I been any use at all? Perhaps that's something you should reflect on yourself, Mr. Kudo. Wait a minute! If that's the case, there's more. I've got more to say. God damn it! Oh, yes, I remember. Bailiff, escort the witness out of the courtroom. Wait, listen to me!
Stop wasting my goddamn time.
Well, we seem to have been considerably sidetracked, and I'm still not in a position to deliver a verdict. The defendant has not been positively identified as the waitress in question. Additionally, there are two disparities in the testimonies we have heard thus far.
The mark on the coffee cup that the victim supposedly drank from with his left hand, and the earpiece, which was inserted into his left ear, out of which he couldn't hear. Wow, Nick, you did it!
I therefore require both the defense and the prosecution to further investigate the facts.
Yes, Your Honor.
There's one more thing before I call today's session to an end.
One more thing, Your Honor.
The witness we just heard from. He is most insistent that his testimony should be of use. So he summarized the according into this statement.
Okay.
You may each have a copy of it if you wish.
Whatever. Prosecution doesn't need props like this.
Godas really mad, huh? Yeah, I would be too.
Very well. Here you are then, Mr. Wright. There are 3 copies. My own, yours, and Godo's.
Yes, Your Honor. Alright. I would like to take a look at that, actually. I'm sorry. This isn't a piece of testimony, or like a 5-year-old's apology. Does it really say I'm sorry? Hold on a minute. When the incident occurred, I broke the vase at my seat. I'm sorry. Great. What the heck are we supposed to do with 3 copies?
That is all. This court is adjourned.
So damn confusing. Alright. Now, I mentioned before I'm real tired, but I think if I just grab myself a soda, I think I could keep going through investigation. So, hold on 1 second. I'm gonna go grab a soda. Shouldn't be too long. Right then. January 7th, 12:52 p.m. Wright and Co. Law Offices. Snap. So, how do you think the trial went this morning? How do you think it went? Got a bit crazy in there. I just wonder if that killed her chances. Yeah, I guess it did get out of hand. Mr. Kudo's testimony did nothing to help us. Plus, we don't even know the identity of the waitress who laced the coffee. All we know is what old Mr. Kudo saw, the apron straps and the ribbon. And that the victim was wearing an earpiece when his eardrum was ruptured. Talk about a terrifying case of contradictionitis. Time to play doctor and find ourselves a cure then, huh? Yeah! We gotta find one for Maggie, or she's gonna have a terminal case of guilty. Yeah, let's have a chat, huh? What to do? Well, I'm officially at a loss as to where to start. Yeah, me too. Let's try some brainstorming. You go first. I guess we should try to put Mr. Kudo's testimony to some sort of use. Yeah, that's true. And we need to figure out the identity of the waitress and who the victim really was. Somehow, I think the key to this case has gotta be at Tribon. Well then, let's go back there and check it out again. Oh, and we should drop in on Maggie and see how she's doing too. Right. So, anything on your mind? Actually, there is something. I was wondering about Zin Eolf. You know, like what he's like and stuff. Yeah, the negative Phoenix that showed up in court. Oh, yeah, I almost forgot about that guy.
I had to beat you so hard, it'll feel like you was smooching the express train. Phoenix Wright? You saying you Phoenix Wright? 'Cause I'm Phoenix Wright, the one and only.
Actually, I've learned a little something about my doppelganger. Huh? You did? What'd you find out? Oh, yeah. Maya was working at the restaurant when I ran into Don Fonione. Let's just say he was such a terrible person of me that I wanted to sue for defamation. Great. What's that guy's story, anyway? What does he have to gain by impersonating me? And why does he have such a fantastic tiger suit? Okay, then. Well, I guess I'll go to the detention center first. See if maybe we can get some more info about that. I guess Maggie's still in questioning. But we've got questions to ask her, too! Maggie! Maggie! Keep it down, Maya. This isn't a playground, you know. Well, crap. Well, we go back to Tribon. I'm gonna wait to go to Tribon for a second here. January 7th, Police Station, Criminal Affairs Department. Looks like Gumshoe's not here. Never mind that. What's going on? It feels different in here somehow. You think? Yeah, everyone seems to be on edge. What are you doing? Call in officers for the briefing, quick! Can't you shut down the station server? Chief, look, playing on the internet. But my email pen pal 1337 as in princess. What the hell? Elite princesses? Save it for later. I'm turning it off now. Oh, elite and princess. Everyone's keeping busy in here, huh? Keeping busy? More like panicking, if you ask me. Something's going on. Something big. Oh, no. Alright, I guess now it's time to head back down. January 7th, Tribon. Empty. As usual. Yeah, and it's lunchtime, too. That's it. Come on, come on. Who is this? Hey, that sounds like...
Hey! Now just call it 8, pal! Come on! I know you can!
He's getting really worked up about something.
No, that's the wrong number! Oh, looks like an 8 would have only netted me $5 anyway. What a ripoff.
What's the problem, Detective Gumshoe?
Oh, it's you. I was,
I was just... I was just listening to the radio, pal.
To the radio? Hey, Detective Gumshoe's having lunch here. He is, and he's having the Twin Teak set.
What can I say?
How can you afford it on your freaking salary? That's what I want to know. All right, then. Today's trial.
This is a nightmare. How am I supposed to look Maggie in the eye now, pal?
You really drove her into a corner, you know.
You always blow apart my testimony. Why, of all days, didn't you do it today?
Sorry, there just weren't any holes in it. For once. Yeah, what happened? Usually your testimonies are like Swiss cheese. Swiss cheese? Would he have preferred crumbly like aged Parmesan? Anyway, this case has already been ruled on. There shouldn't be any holes left to find.
So, did Maggie say anything to you about me? I mean...
Well, how do I put it again? I can't believe Detective Gumshoe. I hate him, sir. I mean it. I don't ever want to see him again. Something like that.
What? Ah!
Please, Detective Gumshoe, I didn't mean...
Why? Why is this happening?
He's banging his head against the wall, Nick. Oh, man. Poor Gumshoe. Oh, sadness. Sorry, buddy. Let's talk about the lunch special. So, did you like the twin tea set?
I've never paid that much money for lunch before. I was so nervous my hands were shaking.
So, how'd it taste?
Well, for $20, I guess... I don't know how to describe it, really. It was delicate.
Delicate? You mean you liked it? It didn't taste bad to you? What's the matter with him? Looks like he's thinking.
That's it! I've been trying to think of the right word to describe the taste. And I just realized it's bad. That's it. It tastes bad. It's just kind of hard to admit it to yourself when you paid $20 for it, you know?
Maybe he should have found out about the price after he had finished eating. Hey, Nick, maybe that's why Glenn Elg came here. Maybe he heard about the super fierce twin tea set. If by fierce you mean fearsome, speaking of Glenn Elg, that reminds me. We still hardly know anything about the guy. Why don't we ask Detective Gumshoe what he knows, seeing as he's here? Yeah. Well, first off, let's ask about radio stuff. So, what were you all excited about earlier?
Huh?
That's right. You said you were listening to the radio or something?
Oh, that was nothing. I wasn't excited.
Come on, Detective Gumshoe. You can tell little old me. What were you listening to?
Nothing really. It was just the daily exercise show.
Really? Basted. What the... Psyche-Lock.
This lunch special's lobster sure is great.
Then why are there tears in your eyes? Alright, guess we have to break through that one. Phoenix name in Japan means dragon, and tiger suit is tiger eating a dragon. Oh. Japan! Okay, so... we've talked to you about all that stuff. Now I guess we could present a few things. Yeah, let's present some profiles, shall we? I'm trying to remember what I've sent to you before.
You know what that chef said to me? Ooh la la, your body is full of toxins.
Oh, right, I've already done this. I'm going to ask a little bit more about Glenn Elg. Do you know anything more about this dude?
This guy was a real programming genius. They called him the walking computer at the place where he worked.
What happens when he crashes, though? Does he just stop moving all of a sudden? He wasn't literally a computer, Maya.
Anyway, there's nothing between Maggie and the victim.
Yeah, that's what we found out yesterday, too. Hey, Detective Gumshoe, don't you have any information that's a bit more fun?
Fun? Oh, I know. So, have you paid a visit to where Mr. Elg worked yet? You might as well.
His workplace? Where's that?
A computer firm called Blue Screens and That's not a good firm. Or something like that.
Sounds like a real stable company. This could be fun, Nick. Let's get... It doesn't sell still. Computers aren't really my thing, Maya. We'll be fine. I know all about the high-tech stuff. You're a spirit medium. No, you don't. I wonder about that.
That's just around the corner from this joint. You should take a look.
A computer firm called Blue Screens Incorporated, huh? Sounds interesting. Don't think I'm going to ask you anything about Maggie, because you seem broken up about that. Real quick, is there anything special happening in here today? Doesn't look any different. No, it all looks kind of the same. Well, we have a new location. So, why was the police force being all freaky and freaked out? Anything happening in the kitchen? Huh? Mr. Armstrong's talking to someone. Yeah, there's... who the heck are you? I'll be back next month.
Naturalmente, I'll be waiting for you.
If you haven't got it by then, I'm afraid it might get a little hot around here.
None, I will have everything ready, I promise.
I love fire, you know. I love the way it crackles. Oh, God, why?
No, stop it. I beg you.
Then don't let me down. I'll be watching you.
My nun, this is not necessary. You can trust me, mademoiselle.
Talk to anyone, and I'll drive a knife right through your heart.
Oh, nun, you don't have to worry. You know you worked far too much. Maybe this will help you relax. His oil is sandalwood.
I do love raw meat from time to time. Oh, please.
Oh!
Creepy lady. I'll be taking my leave. Goodbye for now. I guess we're gonna get some Psyche-Locks about that.
Oh, I have the shivers. I must rub some of my oil all over my body before I become the nervous wreck. There, oh, oui, that feels good.
Am I watching him rub oil on?
Oh, la, excuse-moi, monsieur. My eyes! Your eyes? If you have trouble with the eyes, you need this, the oil of sandal.
I'm not going to put any of that in my eyes. I think my eyes are going to burn out. Isn't that just the leftovers of what you were just using?
Trayvon.
You don't exactly have many customers, do you, Mr. Armstrong?
Non, you are right, monsieur. But perhaps that is the perfect time for you to visit me, non? That way I can give you my undivided attention and cook for you la dish supreme.
Putting on a brave face, huh? That's what girls do, Nick.
But you're right, business is very difficult these days. Perhaps the name is the problem. People do not understand it. They think it is, Trey. I just wanted people to think that my restaurant was exclusive.
But they think you just serve fast food on cheap plastic trays.
Nick! That's the kind of thing that can make a girl cry.
Have you forgotten that Mr. Armstrong is a man, Maya? I think the beard kind of gave it away.
But this restaurant is my life. It is everything to me. I will defend it to la finale. No one will take it from me.
We'll see about that. That woman. So, who was that woman you were just talking to?
Oh la la, you saw that?
Well, yes, sorry. So, who was she? She looked so polite and graceful.
Polite? Graceful?
And she likes raw meat and fires, right? I'll be back next month.
Oui, naturalmente. I'll be waiting for you.
We literally just saw this. If you haven't got it by then, I'm afraid it might get a little hot around here.
None! I will have everything ready, I promise!
Now that I think about it, hey, Maya, I think it's pretty clear what kind of conversation they were having. You think so? Well, then, let's show them that piece of evidence and see what happens. That piece of evidence? Oh, ooh. Oh, no, not move. Not move. Here. Where's that?
So long as that paper exists, I am but a delightful angel with broken wings.
An angel, huh? Doesn't bode well when you think about it.
They kept harassing me month after month. In the end, I had to give in. I agreed to help them.
Help them? With what?
Might been sure. If I did not owe them the money, I would have refused. But my hands were tied.
Please, what did you agree to help them with?
No, I cannot say. If I tell you that woman, she will slice me up and eat me with the salad garnish.
Ew. I hope he doesn't mean that he'll literally be sliced up and served with garnish. I'm going to guess that woman has something to do with your loan contract, am I right? Please, Mr. Armstrong, tell us about that woman. All right, are you going to actually say? The woman who was here earlier, I take it that she's,
Why has it come to this? What a tragedy. Suddenly I find myself so deep in the debt. It is a sign of the bad world we live in.
No, I'd say it's more of a sign of the bad culinary skills.
The woman who was here, the scary woman, she is from the loan office.
Loan office? Is that where you borrowed $500,000 from?
Oui. Tender lender, it is called.
Catchy name. Just hearing it makes me want to borrow some money.
Please, you must not borrow from them. If you must, no more than $10.
$10? Sounds like your whole monthly stipend, Maya. Hey, I get a bit more than that, thank you very much. So, tender lender is the loan office you bestowed... You borrowed, right? Not bestowed, Jesus. If he bestowed $500,000, then there would be no problems. Anyway, tender lender is the loan office you borrowed $500,000 from, huh? I wonder if they've got anything to do with this case. Oh god, Dave. I just started watching the stream and I saw this guy. I'm really disturbed. I know. He's kind of a shock to the system. Hello. Let's talk about tender lender with this lovely human being.
I am a weak woman.
You're a man.
When I am upset, I have to buy something nice to cheer me up. Thanks to him loaning me the money, I have to pay back after $1 million now. I am like his slave. I have to do everything that he tells me.
Who is he?
Le Tiger.
Oh, the tiger?
Oui, he is the manager of the tender lender. A terrifying man, the big city mobster. When he shouts at me, my knees are trembling and his voice is ringing in my ears for 3 days. As soon as I hear the noise of the battered old scooter he rides, I start to cry.
A big city mobster who rides a battered old scooter. Does this guy resemble me by any chance?
Oh, no. This man is, this man has a presence, a most formidable personality. Although, oui, he does have, like, spiky hair, like you, just like you. Oui, there's a resemblance there, I suppose. Uh-oh.
Sounds like this loan office is worth checking out after all.
If you want to visit the tender office, it is just beyond Vitamin Square.
Hey, Nick. If you need money, I can loan you some. As long as it's less than $3. Thanks for the offer. Just beyond Vitamin Square, huh? Where does he take those roses from? I don't know. I think he's just sort of a magic man. Magic man. Okay, so we have a new location. Cool. Probably don't need... I don't think I need to present anything more to you. Let's get the hell out. Hello, Gumshoe. How's it going? Alright, so... Blue Screens Incorporated. Okay, we got like 2 locations now. Blue Screens Incorporated and... I'm gonna go to Blue Screens first. Just because I feel like running into my doppelganger is gonna be... Whoa! Hello, science. Blue Screens Incorporated. Wow, this place is so high-tech. You can almost smell the electricity in the air. It is a computer firm, Maya. They can't work without electricity, you know. Who are you? Oh, hey, how's it going? Oh, hello. I'm sorry, access is restricted to authorized personnel only. This is a computer programming laboratory. There are far too many trade secrets that could be leaked. Wow, what secrets? Everything you see here is classified. No information can leave this building. Understood. Who is this woman? She's like a robot from some kind of whacked educational show. My name is Lisa Basil. I'm the company director.
Director?
She's human? She seems more like a ghost in a shell. And that thing over her eye, isn't that the same device as Glenn Elg? Except with a microphone on it. That's a DMH, right? Nice try, but it's the other way around, Maya. It's an HDM. All of my programmers here at Blue Screens Incorporated are supplied with HDMs. Then do you write programs too? No, I just enjoy wearing this. They are pretty cool. I wouldn't mind one. Alright, so this is going to be an interesting conversation, I think. Although, again, it's going to be like talking to a damn computer. So, what exactly is this firm's business? I will try to simplify it so that you can understand. I'm not a dum-dum. You can just straight up tell me. We analyze the data management systems required by certain branches of industry, and then deliver optimum operating systems and source-level components to them. You lost me on the corner of analyze and management. It doesn't matter. They analyze stuff. You got that much right. Nope. Let's see. I am streaming, so I am technically talking to a computer. Yes, that is right. I guess I'm more used to my computers being more, less human-y. Here. The software was produced... the software produced is distributed on CDs. Wow, that's old technology. You should just stream it to people now. CDs? Yes, compact discs. Digital, optical, storage medium. Of course, CDs are used for software as well as music. It is a small firm, but all of my employees are first-class programmers. Let's ask one of them what they're doing. Excuse me, what are you working on right now? God, that looks sort of like, is that one of the game designers? They're just like, can we take your likeness, please? I'm researching the impact of time slicing on logical axis shared global values. Obviously, program structure heavily influences response time and performance, so the co-independent variables and memory overheads is vitally important to the success of Jesus Christ. Well, you get the idea. This is the sort of thing we are involved in. Did you good people follow all that? Yeah? Your blank smile just said otherwise, Maya. Alright, so, some information about things. You know about what happened, right, Miss Basil? Oh, yeah, to the Basil guy. I don't know. Jesus Christ, my head is so messed up. All right. No, it is Glenn, and she heard about Glenn. My God. All right, back on track. This is what happens when I'm stupidly tired. Hold on. All right. You mean about Glenn being poisoned? Yes, I know. It's terrible. Can you tell us anything that might be helpful? I don't think so. A police officer was here earlier, too. But I couldn't tell him anything either, because the waitress who committed the crime has nothing to do with Blue Screens Incorporated. Oh. How about Mr. Elg's desk? Have you cleared it out already? No, not yet. It's this one right in front of you. If there's anything that might be useful to you, you're welcome to take it. I guess there might be a clue here somewhere. Alright, so let's examine it, shall we? Neato. Why does he have a horse? That's the first thing that catches my eye. He's really pounding that keyboard, isn't he? Wow, I bet that's where the pro in programmer comes from, huh? I guess I should be resting on my laurels. Gotta expand my skill set and all that. Yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe I become old CD's apprentice. And what about your spirit medium training? There's a good question. Okay, so there's that. He's got stuff underneath his desk. What's this thing? Oh, whoops. No, okay. There's an absolute shitload of things on the ground over here. Can't pick anything with that. Man, let's just look around. Nice, cool. If you're tired, go to bed, QB. It's fine. Yeah, Dave QB. Alright. Hey, look, Nick. It's a supercomputer. It looks like it's really smart and wise, doesn't it? Computers are only as smart as the humans who use them, Maya. That explains why we don't use the computer in our office. You work there too, Maya. Yeah, but at least I'm... Please, don't argue about something that's so trivial. Otherwise, the computers will laugh at you. She said she'd laugh at us, Nick. She's a human, Maya, not a computer. Alright, so what's all this stuff on the ground? Wow, look at this mess. Looks like they're all betting tickets. What kind of betting tickets? For betting on which horse will win a given race. They're horse race tickets. Oh, wow, his drawers are stuffed full of these. Well, it looks like they're all losing tickets, though. So he got lucky one time and managed to get a really good... Like, he finally managed to win $500,000, and then he died. Poor sap. This many tickets would get you, what, a buck down at the recycling center? But I didn't know you were so hard up that you'd try to profit from the dead, Nick. I'm just taking them as evidence, Maya. Alright, so now we have evidence of that. Wait. I can examine something up here? Those pillars almost look like they're moving. It's kind of unsettling. Nah, they just look a bit twisted or warped or whatever word I'm looking for. This office was designed with a futuristic feel in mind. Futuristic? Yes, we tried to imagine what things might look like in the future when we designed it. It helps to soothe and calm the soul. On second thought, I agree with you, Nick. This place is really unsettling. Alright, so what are the things here? I think that's basically it. There's a gigantic vent up there. You'd need it with all the computers around. Heck, this room with the one computer that's streaming out to you guys, it's temperate. I'm gonna go with temperate as a good word. Anything else I could talk to you about? I wonder if I could present anything to you. Yeah. Do you know about his gambling thing? Would you mind taking a look at this? I'm sorry, that data is super admin restricted desktop access password protected. Super admin restricted desktop access password. What? This is madness. No, Maya, this is Spard. Oh, son of a whore. Old jokes are old. She won't tell us unless we say the right code word. The code word? Sesame! If it's not Sesame, then it must be your mother's maiden name. That's how it always is. There's no point in having a password if it's always the same thing, Maya. I guess she just doesn't want to talk about this. Maybe we should focus on asking about Greg Elg. What do you say? Yeah. Here, actually, yeah. I haven't actually done this. Let's see. About Mr. Elg. He was a top programmer. I would even say he was a genius. But he did suffer from one or two bugs in his personality. Oh, like what? He was a bit of a loser. Perhaps that would be the best way to describe it. That's what got him into trouble. Well, what's the matter? He was a top programmer. I would even say he was a genius. So, he was really no trouble at all. A model employee. Hey, wait a minute! Just now you said something about him being in trouble. We've got to find out what this trouble was exactly. So can I talk with you now? Yeah, Gillian's troubles, huh? About Mr. Elg. Was he in some kind of trouble? I'm sorry, why would you think that? I thought you said something about it just now. You said he got himself into trouble because he was a bit of a loser. Knew it. So many goddamn Psyche-Locks. Oh, you have 3. Fun. 3 Psyche-Locks! I guess Mr. Elg is like every other man with his own pile of secrets. Alright, so now we know that exists. We have another location to go to, so I'll come back to this. Here. Take a move down to Vitamin Square. Hopefully the old guy ain't here. Oh, Noah's bike! I don't see any sign of Mr. Kudo, do you? Maybe he went to buy another ton of birdseed. I was kind of hoping he wouldn't be here anyway. At least not for now. Besides, I need more seeds today, and I'm liable to turn into a real phoenix. Why is the bike here? I'm going to examine the bike again. Hey, check this out. I wouldn't get too close to that if I were you. Otherwise, you might be in for a shock. My phony must be lurking someplace nearby. Just imagine, a tiger, loose in the city. Meanwhile, the real Phoenix is like an abandoned chick, lost in a vast urban jungle. Huh? Don't worry, someday you'll grow up and become a ferocious tiger too. Don't lose hope. Why is she trying to pep talk me into becoming my phony? So that's that stuff, but nothing looks particularly different here. Let's just go and move on to good old Tenderlender. Okay, yep. This place is gaudy enough. This place gives off a really strange vibe, doesn't it? It looks like the tiger isn't in his lair. And that is, as they say, a very good thing. Oh, welcome. Who's this? Gulp. Talk about a creepy voice. Makes your soul want to shrivel up and die. Oh, hey, it's you.
You're here to discuss a loan.
No, not exactly.
The manager is away at the moment. Wait quietly, please.
She's gone. Just like that. I guess we'll just have to come back another time. But this is the perfect opportunity, Nick. This place reeks of suspicion. Come on, Nick. Let's take a look around, okay? Do you think it'd be okay? Of course. No one will ever be...
Coffee.
Ah!
I'll leave it here for you to enjoy quietly.
Yes, thank you.
Do not touch the desk, please.
The one with the radio on it? Nick, let's get out of here. Now she wants to get out of here. So what would happen if I were to try and examine anything in here? Desk. That's one impressive desk on one impressive rug. It's solid gold, Nick. Wow, what? If it is solid gold, then how expensive would it be? Gold! Just look at the shine. Only real gold shines like that. Would you really want such a shiny desk, though? I don't know. But let's see what it's like to sit on a solid gold desk. Wow, I'm completely dazzled. That's because it's completely dazzling. I can see up my nose in the reflection. That's got to be really distracting. So the desk isn't practical. No surprise there. Well, the lady doesn't seem to be stopping me. I'm looking around. What's this? It's a punching bag. What? No way. You wouldn't catch me walking around with a bag like that. What do you mean, walking around? The design's gross to start with. It's way too heavy to be practical. And why is it called a punching bag? Don't people know messenger bags are in? I knew it. I was right before back at Trey Bond. Paris fashion is more my thing. I really, really hope she's pulling my chain on this one. What's this on the ground? Oh, no. Someone's dropped their ashtray on the floor. That's going to be a nightmare to clean up. Yeah, it's all over the rug and everything. I accidentally knocked over a really big space heater once. Cleaning up was such a pain. Yeah, it was one of those super antiques where you have to burn a ton of charcoal. How did she manage to knock one of those over? Aren't they supposed to be super heavy? Oh, hey. There's a book of matches here, too. Matches, huh? Places don't give those out very much nowadays. Hey, wait a second. What is it? Look what's printed on the cover. It says Trey Bond. These matches could come in handy. We might be able to use them. Yeah. The pilot light for the office boiler keeps going out. Swing and a miss, Maya. Swing and a miss. Alright, what's up with all these outfits? Hey, look at this. Parisian-style coat. It's so chic. Looks more like a pimp coat to me. I guess I haven't got an eye for fashion. Hey, look at this! This suit is the same color as the one you wear, Nick. The same color as my suit. Ah! Keep your voice down, Maya! Nick, you've got to take a look at this!
Some cake.
Yeah!
I'll just leave it here for you.
Yeah, sure. Thanks.
Just wait here quietly. Otherwise...
Sure. Did you hear that, Nick? Wait quietly, she said. Yeah, sure.
I have my eye on you, only so I can take care of you. Understand?
Don't like. I'm scared, Nick. So, what were you getting so excited about before? Look on the lapel of this suit. That's an attorney badge. Is the tiger a lawyer? No way, look at this thing. It's made of paper. Ooh, a fake attorney badge. Can I start showing that to everybody? For some reason, your badge suddenly looks really cheap to me, Nick. Why doesn't anyone recognize an obviously fake badge when they see one? Alright, what's this thing back here? Let's see. This round doll thing is called a Daruma, I think. I figured I'd read a book or two and be more cultured, in case you're wondering. You mean you aren't making stuff up for a change? I bet you also didn't know that no matter what, he'll always write himself. Go on, Nick. Give him a good shove. Only if I feel like dying. Now, this yellow thing. This is a Japanese chess piece. I think it's a king. Not that I'm an expert or anything. I'm more of a reverse-y person, you know. Assuming she knows what she's talking about, these aren't exactly your typical mobster wannabe items. They're not trophies, are they? Ugh. Hey! There's a piece of paper sticking out from under here. What is it? A repair bill. It looks like he did some repair work on his car. Does he even have one? $15,000 to replace a bumper and a light? Oh, that's insane! The car registered to the Cadaverinis. Jesus. Huh? So it's not even the Tiger's car? Why would someone else's repair bill be in the Tiger's office? Something to do with a loan, probably, and, you know, sticking it. Alright, so that's that. I can't imagine that I could actually... Oh, I can, actually. Alright. There's a CD player on the desk, but the desk is so loud, it's a wonder you can't hear it. The lid's open. I wonder what kind of music the Tiger's into.
Have you finished the coffee?
Yes, thanks. It was lovely.
So, you drank it all?
Gulp.
If you touch anything else that doesn't belong to you, there's always another cup.
No. You're creepy. That coffee. It was laced with something. I'm almost sure of it. Nick, my stomach, it's killing me. Oh, wait. Maybe it was just the burger I ate for breakfast. I sure hope so. We better take a look at the CD while we're still alive and have that chance. What the... What? Is that the Rocco soundtrack? Is it a Claw... Oh, gee, Claw of the Tiger. What the hell? It's a demo CD. The artist's name has been handwritten on the disc in pen. MC Bomber. What? This must be the CD Maggie told us about. Let's listen to it. I bet it's heavy metal. No way! That woman will make us drink more coffee if we do. Guaro, ho. Who's screaming? Is it her? Why? Who? Stop! R. Oh, it's probably... Come out from under the desk, Maya. Yeah, how you doing? What are you two snooping around in my office for? Nothing. We were just... My precious carpet. You've got ash on my rug. You gonna wish the ugly feet never came through my door? It wasn't us. It was... You want to argue with me? Is that what you're doing? You think you could take me on? I'm gonna flatten you two into pancakes and turn you into new rugs.
Oh, don't, Tiger. Don Tiger, rather. You're back.
That voice, it's like evil seeping into your head through your ears. Hi.
I'm sorry, Don Tiger. I knocked over that ashtray earlier, and...
Has she got a death wish or what? Oh, right! Huh? Forget about it, Viola. It's nothing. What? I am gonna get mad at you too. You're too cute. That's so unfair.
Here, have some cookies. I just baked them. And you'll need some strong espresso while you're discussing your loan.
What? Whoa, Phoenix Wright! Yes? You's either crazy or just plain stupid to chase after me. I worked so hard, but now you's gotta come and mess up my plan. So it was him. He's my phony. But I don't care. No one gets in my way. What? I mean, excuse me? You should do a little girl at home right after. Jesus Christ, this guy is absolutely out of it. No questions. This is the last time we meet. Wait, please. That was pretty weak, Nick. You waited until he was out of earshot before you shouted after him. Like you're one to talk. I didn't hear you scream, hold it either.
The espresso. And cookies.
This woman is definitely not good for my heart. Now, what was it the tiger called her? Violetta? Well, now we can finally have a chat. So, I'm kind of curious about your company, a tender lender.
With the warm and friendly atmosphere you'd expect from a family-sized business, a conscientious rate of interest, and an attractive repayment policy.
Why do I get the feeling this sentence is not going to end well?
We will tenderly lend you that little bit extra here at Tender Lender.
Hey, Nick. Things are a bit tight for Wright & Co. at the moment, aren't they? I mean, there's that $500 you owe me for our card game for starters. Why don't you take me out on a loan? Would I like to take out a loan from a place like this? Not so much.
Tender Lender is on your side.
So, let's say I'm late with my repayment. What happens then?
We'd give you more coffee. Strong coffee.
Right. I think I'd rather skip town. Hey, just remember I can make strong coffee too, Nick. Strong tea as well. Oh, no. So, do you know about the incident we're investigating?
What incident?
Well, a man was poisoned in a restaurant just near here, that incident.
Let me see. I was here that day with the manager.
The manager being, the tiger?
Furo Tiger.
Furio? Tiger? So that's where the tiger things comes from? Zinniov's got a real name, Nick! Hurry up and find out more about him. Alright, so I guess now I could probably, present the thing. Ta-da! Can I ask you about the tiger? I mean, Mr. Tiger?
Cookie?
Sure.
How do you like my cookies? I baked them myself.
Go ahead, Nick. The honor is all yours. No. Ladies first, Maya. No matter how I look at this, I just don't get it. What are the tiger and the scary girl doing working together?
We are lovers.
I don't want to think about that dude's orange, like his orange tackle anywhere near anybody, let alone like a crazy psychopath like you. It's not exactly coming across in your tone of voice.
And I owe Don Tiger my life. He's the one who saved me.
The tiger? Saved you?
Please address him properly as Don Tiger. Otherwise, I'll have to...
Okay. Don Tiger. Of course, I'm sorry. He saved your life? I'd sure like to know how that happened. Can we ask about you? How about this?
More coffee? You must have more.
No, thanks. I've had enough, really. So thirsty.
I don't leave the office. I can't tell you about anything except Don Tiger.
More about you. Save your life.
I'm very frail, you see. Just recently I died once.
You died?
About 4 months ago. The doctor said to abandon all hope.
I guess they were expecting her to take a boat ride across the river Styx.
But Don Tiger, he saved me. He gave up everything.
Everything?
When I found out what he had done for me, I was happy.
No offense, but I'm finding that a little hard to believe.
I decided I'd pay him back with my life by serving him coffee and espresso.
I still wonder about what's in her coffee. So, is that why you've got that bandage around your head?
This...
So what's the story with the bandage?
They put it on after the operation.
Operation?
It's just a little injury. A little fatal injury.
A fatal injury? Maya just suffered one herself by the sound of it. So, that's the injury you were talking about before when you said you had died once? So many goddamn Psyche-Locks, seriously. Why is everybody, like, hiding themselves behind doors? This really creeps me out, Nick. Same here. But we gotta find out the truth. I don't believe there's anything within this room now. Pretty sure. Okay. So, need to make some decisions. We need to find out how we're going to break all these Psyche-Locks. So many people are keeping their traps shut. There he is! Old Seedy's back, feeding the pigeons again.
There! Take this! And get out of my park!
Like I thought, he's really mad. Come on, Maya, just keep your head down and let's sneak away while we can. What? Why? Hello, old man! What are you doing, Maya? Okay, he's turned his back on us. I'm not surprised. I bet it really hurt his pride in court this morning. Hey, Mr. Kudo! Look, we really need to talk to you, alright? Out with the demons! In with the good fortune! Ow, ow, ow! Seeds! Shell splinters! Painful! I always knew you were a demon, Maya. Alright, let's see if you're gonna be frustrating as usual. I'm sorry about what happened in court earlier today.
Everyone will be talking about me behind my back now. A dirty old man who was so busy looking at the serving girl's backside that he can't remember her face. A filthy betrayed animal.
But not at all.
Are you listening to me, boy? I don't care what you say. I saw that waitress put it in. She put some white powder into the young lad's Javachino.
We hear you.
And another thing, the young lady, the young layabout was wearing an earpiece on the same side as the lens of his broken spectacles.
We're really sorry.
So I made a little mistake about the face. So what? I know what I saw. I tell you.
Okay, alright, Nick, take it easy. Please, Mr. Kudo.
Don't tell me to take it easy, you spiky-haired brat. Take this.
So you were an embroiderer, huh? You said you were a craftsman, right?
Yeah. The modern world casts honest craftsmen like me aside in droves.
Surely it's not that...
I come from a long line of craftsmen, right back to the time of the shoguns. Do you hear me? I didn't become an embroiderer. I was born one.
Actually, I'm kind of in the same situation myself.
I wanted to stick my fingers up that dribbling old judge's nose and scream right down his ear hole, "Objection!"
Oh, so did you want to become a lawyer when you were young? I don't think that's quite it, Maya. I think he's just in a bad mood, that's all.
I've got a tsunami of frustration inside, and it's ready to burst out.
If we let him start rambling now, we might never shut him up. Meh. Guess I better let him talk. So, there's not much call for craftsmen these days, then?
Of course not, you idiot. All I'm good for nowadays is running errands.
Errands?
Everyone takes advantage of the elderly. Buy some bread, Gramps. Take the dog for a walk, Granddad. Feed the pigeons, old man. What am I, some sort of 2-bit community handyman?
Well...
Buy some bread. Now that I can understand. What's the point of feeding some seedy pigeons? Why don't people say what they mean? Get lost. That's what they're trying to say. No, yes, I'm just an inconvenience, you see. At home and at restaurant, I just get in the way, don't I?
I'm sure you don't. Why do you feed the pigeons? Wait a minute. What did you say? At home and at that restaurant. Hold up. By restaurant, are you talking about Trebon? Did you get asked to run an errand there too?
Yes, I did. The very day that young brat was poisoned. What?
Please don't lock yourself out. So on the day of the incident, what were you asked to do?
Glad you asked, boy, because I'll tell you what I was asked to do. All of a sudden, that young lad slumped over the table. Servant girl collapsed. And I broke that vase. It all happened so fast, I was in a bit of a daze, you see. Then the owner shouted over to me.
Excuse me, you called us the police.
Call him yourself, I shouted. I have said back, but I did think of it at the time. I didn't think of it at the time.
So, did you end up calling the police?
Like I said, I was in a bit of a daze.
Did you call them on your cell phone?
God, do I look like I have one of those newfangled thingamajigs? I went out looking for a payphone, of course.
You went looking for one?
I couldn't find one right away, you know. Wandered around for 5 minutes or so.
5 minutes. So for 5 minutes after the incident happened...
Yes, sirree. The owner was at Trebon on his own.
Why didn't you mention this in court this morning?
Well, I would have if you'd given me the chance. But you all bullied me out of the courtroom. Thank you, Mr. Kudo. You've certainly earned your kudos for today. Wait a minute. If that's the case, there's more I've got to say. Yes, I remembered something else. Bailiff, escort the witness out of the courtroom. It's not my fault. You're the ones to blame.
You could have at least told us before we got to court. Is it really that important that Mr. Kudo was the one who called the police? What's important is the unaccounted time before the police arrived. The victim was dead, and Maggie was unconscious. Which leaves that woman, I mean, that man, alone in the restaurant. Mr. Kudo might have been chased out of the place on purpose. What do you mean? Maybe a certain someone didn't want him in the restaurant.
No, sure, you go ahead and say I was the way as usual. I suppose I should have been getting myself covered in pigeon poop instead, huh?
You need to get more details about what exactly happened. From Maggie and from Mr. Armstrong. Yes, okay. Well, closest place is Trebon. Let's try and get some information out of him here. Is he still in the kitchen? January 7th, Trebon kitchen. Looks like Mr. Armstrong's out again. But the place is open for business. You can't have an open restaurant without a chef. Hey, it's not my fault, Nick. Don't take it out on me. Only a couple of minutes after the incident happened, Mr. Kudo left the scene, leaving Mr. Armstrong here alone. Missing when we needed to talk to him the most. Maybe he's trying to avoid us on purpose. I have no idea. Okay, well, then... Guess we need to talk to Maggie. Let's hope that maybe she is now free. Damn it, she isn't. Okay. So do I just go and break some Psyche-Locks then? I don't know. Nothing's happening over at Criminal Department. Crap, alright. Guess I could... Let's see. Which one of you guys had the easiest Psyche-Lock? I'm trying to remember. Oh, I'm gonna... Hold on a second. We've gotten pretty far. I'm gonna go ahead and save. Let's see here. Okay. Let's see what's gonna take to actually break yours. The radio. Alright, Detective Gumshoe. Tell me the truth. What were you listening to?
No way, pal. Now that you've made it a big thing out of it, I'm not going to tell you.
We'll see about that, pal. Considering all the noise you were making while you were listening, it's pretty clear what kind of radio program it was. I'd say it was related to... if I had to take a guess, he was shouting out numbers. I'm going to say some lottery tickets. I'm right, aren't I? You were listening to the lottery results, weren't you? You thought you'd try to win big just like Glenelg did.
It's like you can see right through me, pal.
Well, that was easy. Yeah, I've cracked him already.
See, pal, that's why I said it was nothing.
Simple enough. So, the radio.
I'm usually pretty lucky, so I figured I'd give it a try.
You're not lucky. I'm sorry. What's with everyone in the lottery? So, how'd it go?
I won 50 cents. It'd be better to win nothing at all than half a lousy buck. I was so mad.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
I bought the same kind of ticket as Mr. Elg did. And they've got this special radio show where they announce the winning numbers. They even do the drawings live on the air. It's intense, pal.
I bet that's what Mr. Elg was listening to on the day he was killed. Yeah. What time is it now?
It's just after 1:30.
And the lottery results always broadcast at the same time?
Yeah. Well, look, I got this flyer when I bought the ticket.
Ah. Interesting. Millionaire radio. That sounds cool. I want to try it, Nick. Then buy a ticket, Maya, with your own money.
Well, I'm gonna head back to the precinct now. We got a big meeting starting in a bit.
About Maggie's case, you mean?
No, that's pretty much wrapped up now. There's another big case going down at the moment, so she's been pushed aside.
Okay. Well, see you later then.
Bye!
We got that info. What? Huh? You better get going, detective, or you'll be late.
Actually, I've kind of got a favor to ask. It's a big one.
A favor?
Yeah, it's for, Maggie, actually. I was kind of hoping you'd give this to her for me.
What is it?
It's a lunchbox. I got up early so I could make it. I've been real worried about her. She looked like she'd lost a lot of weight.
Detective Gumshoe. How many weenies are in here? There's not one person on Earth who could down this much meat.
You think? I love weenies. I can't get enough of their tender juiciness. So, will you give it to her? It took me ages to make, so please say you will, pal.
I can't exactly say no, can I? Alright, is that a sign that I could probably go and see her now? Maybe I'll eat it myself if I get hungry.
Don't forget, okay? I'm counting on you to give this to Maggie.
He's finally gone. Alright. Yeah. Hey. January 7th, Detention Center, Visitors Room. Oh, Mr. Wright. Hello, Maggie. So, they finished questioning you? Wasn't it just unbelievable in court today, sir? I'm going to stay up all night and blog about everything that happened. Weren't you scared? It was pretty tough and it was pretty touch and go in there. Yeah, but you totally nailed that old man. Well, he was all over the place with his testimony. He's not the only one. Huh? What do you mean? Everyone else's testimonies don't match up either. Not with what I remember of the incident anyway. Is it possible she is the one misremembering things? Well, let's have a chat about stuff, I suppose. Contradictions. Maggie, you know how you said that everyone else provided testimony that doesn't match up with what you remember? Yep, there are just so many things that don't seem to add up. The biggest contradiction is the other guy I saw at the victim's table. He was the one who slipped something into the victim's coffee. I'm sure it was him. But didn't Mr. Kudo testify earlier today that it was the waitress who put some white powder into the coffee cup? So you think it was this disappearing man that did it? Well, he's not the only thing that disappeared. The CD vanished as well. You know, the CD with the writing on it. Oh, yeah, the MC Screwdriver album, right? It was MC Bomberman, yeah. That name was scrawled onto the sports paper as well. They never did find that CD at the crime scene, sir. Or the victim's medication. That's gone missing, too. Ouch, my head. This is getting way too complicated for me. I got some stuff that I could probably present to you after this. You said that you passed out when the victim Glenn L. collapsed, right? Yes, it's so embarrassing. I mean, I used to be a cop. When I came to, the restaurant was buzzing with police. And before I knew it, what was going on, they arrested me, sir. So between the time the victim collapsed and the time the police arrived on the scene, you have no idea what went on at Trebon? No idea, sir. Why? Is it important, Mr. Wright? The other witness, the old man from the park, was pretty much chased out after the picture. Chased out by the police? Wait, chased out not by the police, but chased out of the picture. Nah, damn it. English. Also, pre-associations in the brain. Shit. What do you mean? Old CD wasn't inside the restaurant because he was told to call the police. Exactly. And you, Maggie, were unconscious. That means Mr. Armstrong was alone in the restaurant for a brief period of time. No! You don't think Mr. Armstrong set me up, do you? When you consider the facts, it's hard to imagine that Mr. Armstrong isn't involved in all this. Gah. It's like the master biting the paw of the dog that it feeds. Are you sure about this, Mr. Wright? Well, the old man said as much when we spoke with him earlier. I don't know. Things that man says don't add up for some reason, sir. Maggie looks like she's trying to figure something out. Maybe we should ask Maggie exactly what she knows about old CD. Maybe. So, let's start out with that. What do you know about this man? Hold up. Present. There. Now, old CD. I feel much better after the trial this morning. I've been a bit of a courtroom proceedings addict for years now. Feels like forever since I saw a witness as slippery as this old man. He's not really that bad of an old man, though. Still, I feel a bit uneasy. I thought you just said you felt much better. Maggie, if there's something on your mind, you've gotta tell us. Especially if it has anything to do with Mr. Kudo on his testimony. Roger, I'll spill it all out and see what you make of it. Alright, so that's opened up now. Roundabout. Is there anything about Mr. Kudo's testimony that stood out as odd to you? Actually, yes. The fact that he was even testifying to begin with doesn't quite what? Well, when I took the coffee over to the victim's table, it's true there was another customer in the restaurant. Yeah, we know that already. It was Victor Kudo. but I can't really say it was an old man. Okay, then, how about calling him a really old middle-aged man? No, age isn't the issue. The other customer was a woman. I kind of saw this one coming. A woman? Are you sure, Maggie? Well, I'm not 100% sure, but I think so. So, what did this woman look like? She was sort of creepy. And she had a kind of cackling laugh. Creepy. Cackling? Why do I get the feeling I've come across a woman like that recently? So, what would happen, say, if I, presented you a profile picture, Alright, I used to be on the police force, sir. But I'm incarcerated now, so I can't use my connections to help you. All I can tell you about... oh, my God. So, yeah, this is the game being like, nope, you're not getting those answers easy. Don't let it get you down, Maggie. Great. Well, I mean, we had other things that I kind of felt like presenting to you. Alright, well, first off, let's go ahead and just hand you this. Oh, yeah, I've got something you're gonna love. Really? What is it? A lunchbox, just for you, here. Wow, a lunchbox! Weenies, too! I can't believe it! Thank you, sir! Did you make this just for me, Mr. Wright? Nah, it was Detective Gumshoe. Who else would make such a nice lunchbox for you? Detective Gumshoe? He's really worried about you. Looks like he put a lot of effort into making this, too. I can't accept it. Detention center rules. No gifts allowed, sir. Hey, come on, Maggie. Don't be like that. The rules are the rules. They'll lock you up if you break them. Somehow when an ex-cop turned waitress says that, it seems a whole lot scarier. And anyway, I hate weenies. You seemed pretty excited about them before. Oh, really? It's all yours, Maya. You can enjoy it with Mr. Wright. But... She's right. It's better than letting it go to waste. But... Nah, I guess so. Gumshoe's lunchbox eaten with Maya. Well, how was it? That is the spot. I love weenies! Oh, good. I'm glad I gave it to you then, sir. Come on. Alright. So... What can I... Okay, right. So, the MC Bomber CD. Let's see if she knows anything about this. Damn it! Alright. I'm a little bit curious to see if you know anything about anything that I have that's new. No? Okay. I doubt it's the paper badge, you know it. Oh, hey, you do know something. Ah, is that your attorney's badge? Actually, it's a fake. Holy smokes! That's it! Huh? That's the badge your phony had, Mr. Wright. You got duped by this? But it's completely different color. And what about the fact that it's made of paper? He said the badge got a tan as well while he was in Hawaii on business. I'm beginning to see how my phony was able to gain her trust. Alright, so you know anything about the matches that they sell? No. Horse race tickets, sure. Yes, now. So we got, you probably know zero about this. Nope. Okay. What of this? Do you know anything about this thing? Potassium cyanide? I never heard of that poison before in my life, sir. Okay, maybe I have, but I've never seen it before. That's the truth. I wouldn't even know where the nearest potassium cyanide dealer is in the first place. Potassium cyanide dealers? Sounds like another group of drug pushers to avoid. In any case, this definitely isn't something you can pick up just anywhere. Ah, curse my rotten luck. Criminal must have stuck the bottle in my apron while I was unconscious. Yeah, I wanted to ask a little bit about the apron, too. Oh, yeah, that's from when I was carrying a customer's breakfast over to them. The ketchup splotch, you mean? My whole face was fire engine red thanks to that stuff. But you spilled the ketchup on your apron, didn't you? I don't see how... The ketchup-covered omelet went flying and hit the customer in the face. Oh, talk about a Bonado. Jesus. Tomato red face. Makes me wish I could have seen it myself. Yeah, yes. It's kind of a sight to behold. Do you know anything about the lottery? Oh, boo. Okay. Teacup. That's the cup I took over to the table, sir. But I didn't put anything in it. I could never do something like that. That's right. You could never do anything like that. I'm not good at carrying those large trays, you know? Trying to balance a tray with one hand to put something in the coffee with the other. That'd just be asking for trouble. I'd drop something for sure. That's right. Is she expecting me to claim that she's too clumsy to have committed the crime? I mean, it's absolutely true. Alright. Nothing interesting about that. Floor plans. Nah, you don't seem to care too much about that either. The autopsy report? I think after this, I've basically thrown you everything in the kitchen sink. Oh, and Victor's testimony thing. A bit of a courtroom proceedings addict for years. I'm literally just repeating this one. So I could have gotten these answers a couple different ways. Right? I don't remember what I actually handed to you or what I didn't. I want to just sort of cover my bases and figure out what all this stuff does. Magazine. Nothing. I'm nearly out of stuff now. Oh. Just think about the trial that day gives me the creeps. Was it that bad? Don't forget it was my phony, not me. He was supposed to say, surely the defendant isn't the real criminal. But instead he shouted out, surely the defendant is the real criminal, by mistake. Oh, ouch. Like I said, that was my phony, not me. I don't want to think about it anymore. Trust me, neither do I. Do you like sports? That's the paper the victim had with him, isn't it? That's what we think, madam. I kind of remember him having a paper, actually. And I remember something about this MC Bomber, too. It was written on the CD that disappeared as well, wasn't it? I don't suppose it makes any difference if there was one CD or two, right? I've already presented the CD, so it doesn't matter. Alright, so it looks like you don't have anything new there. Could I present some profiles? Do you know anything about this dude? Holy smokes, that's him! Huh? That's your phony, Mr. Wright! Just look at that ridiculous suntan! For the record, I'm not sunburned like an over-dried tomato, so I don't know how. He told me he'd been on a business trip to Hawaii, and that's where he got the tan. I'm not hearing this. I presented this, right? Yeah, and it's nothing. Do you know the computer lady? Nope. Yeah, what do you know about Jean? Mr. Armstrong was very good to me after I was fired from the force. I can't believe someone as nice as him could have anything to do with this. Well, in the time between the victim being poisoned and the police being called, the only person who was on the scene and had a chance to do anything was Mr. Armstrong. There was no one else. Mr. Armstrong wouldn't set me up, would he? Probably. Bring up bad things. Back when I was an officer, Detective Gumshoe always looked out for me. But today I was the one who had to look out for him, trying to incriminate me the whole time. You've got to remember, Maggie, Gumshoe's a detective. He's got a job to do. My old boss, I thought at least he'd be on my side. He is on your side. You can't fool me. I saw him in court today. I felt like a poor little baby woodpecker being pecked on by their own mother. Gumshoe's testimony was pretty solid. No wonder it hurt so much. I hate him, sir. I mean it. I don't ever want to see him again. Ouch. I think I just saw Gumshoe's chances go down in flames like the Hindenburg. I don't think it's getting through to her that he really was trying to help. I forget. I already showed this, right? Oh, maybe I didn't. That's the victim, is it? That day was the first time you'd ever seen this man, right? Yes, I'd never met or seen him before then. Just happened to be the waitress who served him his coffee, sir, that's all. Seems he was a computer programmer. Really? I'm useless with computers. Completely hopeless. I don't know any computer programs. Did she mean programmers? Okay, I think I've pretty much presented everything I need to with you. So now that I have all that info, I wonder if there's anything new. Is the Criminal Affairs Department still on fire? PlayStation Criminal Affairs. The main server just went up in smoke! Why the heck isn't the press conference set up yet? The superintendent's here already.
Yeah, there's a problem with the internet, too.
I already told you to stop using your computer, Chief.
But I'm watching videos online. I'm catching up on my Asian soap operas.
It's gonna have to wait, Chief. I'm throwing the switch.
No. Just when some young guy was just about to confess his son's hot trot girlfriend.
Wow, this place is really buzzing. Something must be going down. Something really big.
What are you doing here, pal?
Detective Gumshoe!
You can't be here right now. You'll be roped into the briefing if you stay. We got big problems here today.
Why? What's going on?
It's a virus! A virus!
A virus?
There's a virus ripping through the precinct's computer system.
But I really need to ask you some questions.
What the hell?
Alright, so the computer people are doing virusy shit.
Okay, I'm only gonna say this once, so listen up.
Yes?
No matter how poor you get, never borrow money from a place like this, you hear?
Okay.
If you got money trouble, just go on a diet of instant noodles and hang in there.
We're not thinking about borrowing money, Detective. We want information.
No, is that all? Well, let's see. Tender letter is considered to be even fishier than the average illegal loan shark. And it seems it ran into trouble just recently. Those guys have been pretty heavy-handed, calling in on their debts. All their debts, rather.
Really?
Don't go poking your nose around in their business, pal. You'll really regret it if you upset that lady.
Alright, I get the picture.
Wait a minute.
What did you just say? That lady? Who's this lady he's talking about, Nick? You better find out what the story is with this lady. Let's hear about the computer viruses first, though. So what exactly is a computer virus, Detective Gumshoe? You dolt.
I don't know.
You dolts.
What? Look, I just go with the flow, alright, pal?
Here, I thought detectives were supposed to be somewhat knowledgeable.
What's with that face, pal? You think you know what a virus is?
Well, Nick, do you? A computer virus? Sure. I mean, only in simple terms, of course. Really? Wow, you know everything, Professor Nick.
Yeah, I'm gonna call you Dr. Wright from now on.
Hey, that sounds pretty cool. Don't you agree, Dr. Wright? Why do I get the feeling they're making fun of me? Okay, fine. I'm no expert, but I can at least explain the basics of the to the two of you. A virus is a program that gets inside a computer and causes damage.
Damage? You mean it makes the machine go boom and explode?
No, the damage is, well, it's all internal. So the inside goes boom, right? Imagine all the case data you've got stored on your PC here in the station. A virus could wipe out all that. That's the kind of damage I'm talking about. Whoa! That's scary. Yeah. And what's even more scary is that viruses are infectious. Infectious? Most computers are connected together on a network, right? A virus can move from one machine to another over the network. So the virus just keeps spreading faster and faster.
Just like a real virus, huh?
But Nick, why would anyone want to make a program like that?
Yeah, it takes ages to type in all that data. Why would you want to destroy it, pal?
No, people don't infect their own machines. They send the virus to someone else's. What? That's horrible.
Oh, I get it. It's like you sneezing on Mr. Godot so he catches a cold.
Right, then he wouldn't be able to turn up in court because he'd be too sick. You really shouldn't do stuff like that, Nick. It's wrong. Screw off. Who, what, where, when and why did the conversation jump to talking about me? Anyway, that's what a computer virus is. A bad program that causes damage.
And all the different viruses have names, right? I kind of feel like I've heard the name of the virus we caught somewhere before.
Name of the virus, huh? I feel like I've heard of it before, too. What? Wait, what name? I sort of missed what the hell the name of the virus was. Anyway, Gumshoe, what?
That's the girl who works over at Tender Lender. You want to stay away from her, okay? I mean it.
She does look kind of unforgiving, doesn't she?
That should be the least of your worries, pal.
What's that supposed to mean? What could be worse?
Her name's Viola Cadaverini. Whoa, the hell.
Whoa, okay, you're creepy.
She is the only granddaughter of Bruno Cadaverini.
Bruno Cadaverini? Do you know what that is, Nick? Never heard of him.
Bruto Cadaverini, the boss of the Cadaverini family.
The Cadaverinis? That's one scary sounding name.
We can't touch them. They're way too powerful for the police. But you're thinking of taking them on, aren't you?
No, I don't remember ever saying I was going to. I better get some more info out of Gumshoe about this family. Yeah, the Cadaverinis. I'm not sure if I really want to get involved in this, but who are the Cadaverinis?
Who are they? A scary bunch of people, that's who.
You're a cop and you're scared? What's that about?
Trust me, it doesn't matter if you're a kid or a cop, these guys are scary. They've got some serious clout in the criminal underworld. We can't touch them. They've got too much moolah.
Moolah? As in,
they pretty much control all the cash on the city's black market.
The black market, huh? And that includes Tender Lender, I take it?
Sure, no one stands up to Bruno Cadaverini. And I mean no one.
Interesting. So, Viola's the granddaughter of some mafia boss, then?
Yeah, and everyone knows how much Bruno loves his little girl. She means everything to him.
So, how did she end up at Tender Lender?
I don't know, pal. But I heard she and the boss at Tender Lender are pretty tight.
Tight?
That's what it said in the file I read related to Maggie's case.
Sounds like a pretty important clue. Interesting, okay. Can I present anything else to you while I'm here? I don't know. I found this. Detective Gumshoe about this. Nope. I thought so. Here it comes. What? Don't just nod to yourself and keep it in the dark, Nick. What's going on? It's okay, Maya. You don't have to cry about it.
The name scribbled on that sports paper and written on that CD. That's the name of the virus. MC Bomber.
What? It's not music? Okay.
Yeah, the virus that's just infected every computer in the station, pal. It's MC Bomber.
Can you give us any more details, please? Oh my god. Wow, wasn't expecting that. Some MC Bomber.
We already knew about the MC Bomber virus from a while back. The group of criminals issued a series of demands for the head honchos of law enforcement. They threatened to release the virus if their demands weren't met.
Who are they?
I don't know. Some hotshots from the criminal underworld would be my guess.
And now the virus has been released, huh?
Yeah. It's in every computer in every public office in the city. Everyone's going nuts. They're hopping around like they're dancing at a carnival.
All this stuff with criminals and viruses. It almost feels like we're in a sci-fi movie.
Apparently the programmer who made the virus was a real genius or something. The focus right now is on tracing the root of this virus on the black market.
You mean someone put this virus up for sale?
Yeah, and because this one's so powerful, they're estimating its price tag was in the millions of dollars, pal.
In the millions? A virus can't be worth that much. All right. So the question is, why was it that our little dead guy here had the disc, and why is it? Why was it that? In the millions. So I suppose our little spoof guy, the tiger, he probably wants that very badly.
Ugh, I can't believe it. I almost forgot the most important thing.
And that is,
The lunchbox. How did everything go?
lunchbox. You remember the weenies? I hate weenies. Yeah, those weenies.
So, how'd my weenies taste when they went down the hatch?
Well, it was delicious.
Yeah, that's what she said? Really?
Well, not exactly.
Don't worry about it, pal. I figured something would happen, so I came prepared.
Prepared? What do you mean?
I made a jumbo lunchbox.
Oh.
Do me a favor again, pal, and deliver this.
This sure is a heavy burden. In more ways than one.
I can just imagine Maggie's little eyes sparkling with joy when you bring her that.
Weenies again, Nick. Tell me we don't have to eat all these too. Someone tells me she's not going to want this box either. I really can't eat anymore. So, okay, well now we have weenies. Who would be hungry enough that they would want weenies? I'll figure that one out, I guess. Do I have anything more to present? I handed you the MC Bomber disc. You handed me that. I found this in his office too.
Sorry, pal.
Okay, okay, that's a real one. Can't figure that out. I found this in his goddamn office. Wow, he didn't even do the whole just like,
you like showing that badge off, don't you?
No, nothing. Whole bunch of his lotto tickets. You know anything about that? No. I'm being thorough. Anything more about this thing?
We never did find the contents of that bag.
It was medicine for Mr. Elg's ruptured eardrum, right?
Yeah, we found traces of it in his left ear canal. He must have used it while he was at Tribulations. We are sure of that much.
Alright. More about the cyanide stuff? No, okay, nothing new. What about the apron?
That's the apron Maggie was wearing. Yeah, it still smells like her too.
Dad, stop being creepy. Does this mean Maggie smells like ketchup? Yeah, with her track record, I'd say it's a good... Yeah, good chance. I think that'll do it for all the all the relevant shit. Okay, so we got your information. I'm thinking one of the best places I could possibly go to now. Here. Where was it located? I'm trying to remember. I think go to Tribulations. I think... Yeah, let's go to Blue Screens Incorporated. Hi. I'm a save. Because, wow, we have gone pretty far. Yeah, hi.
Take that!
Alright, 3 locks. Let's see how difficult this is. So, how about you tell me what kind of trouble Mr. Elg was in? I'm sorry, sir, but we don't deal with troubleshooting here. Perhaps you'd like to speak to someone in customer service. What's she talking about? I guess I better just take a shot and see where it gets me. Miss Basil, let me ask you something. Did Mr. Elg's troubles have something to do with this? Gambling? What is that? A bunch of horse racing tickets. Horse raking tickets. Ugh. That would be a hell of a sport. All losing ones. With that many tickets, you could get $1 at the recycling center. Yeah, close enough. You good people are very bad. Cashing in on others' misfortunes is immoral. Is that a whiff of hypocrisy I smell here? But what is the relevance of these tickets? The victim, Mr. Glenn Elg. He had a gambling habit, didn't he? I don't think that's a logical conclusion based on the facts. Everyone likes to go to the races from time to time. Yeah, but not everyone buys this many tickets. Anyway, I don't believe that proves anything on its own. You're right, but I'm not through yet. Mr. Elg's gambling wasn't restricted to horse races, was it? Oh, shit! Okay. Alright, okay. There. Oh, okay, so... Roundabout. Thank you. The lottery, horse racing. He bought a lot of tickets. And lost a lot of times. That's gotta have hurt with his... Wait, that's got to have hurt his wallet pretty bad, don't you think? Maybe bad enough to be the cause of some pretty serious trouble, perhaps. No! You are right. Glenn did have a gambling habit. You good people must not follow his example, do you understand? Trust me, even if I wanted to, I don't exactly have the money to buy any. But if you win, there's no problem, is there? And Glenn had a winning ticket, didn't he, for $500,000? Yes, but it's hard to imagine how he could have been in trouble then, is it? It's true that Mr. Elg won $500,000 in the end. But that was his first stroke of good luck. He was in deep trouble before that. Deep trouble? What do you mean? Mr. Elg's real problem was with someone or something more terrifying and ferocious. More terrifying and ferocious, eh? You don't happen to mean a specific guy, would you? Yeah. Furio Tiger. The boss of a loan office called Tender Lender. Tender Lender? People with businesses should think harder before naming their offices. Look, you're one to talk. Yeah, Miss Blue Screen. Well, what do you think? Our firm is doing very well at the moment. I don't think we need to borrow money. No. I mean about Mr. Elg. You think Glenn had something to do with this Furio Tiger? Yes. I'm sorry, I don't know of any connection between the two of them. Really? Because I've got proof that Mr. Elg and the tiger knew each other! Alright, what would the proof of that be then? So, my guess might have something to do with the paper. Shit! Okay, excuse me, can you answer this man's query, please? The data queue that manages systems and multitasking simulation of local variables put into sleeve transmission of active nodes can be bundled correctly according to the source code. Oh, Jesus. No. So I'm afraid that is the situation you see. Did you good people follow all that? Not even slightly. What was all that jumbo jumbo? It's exactly as my programmer explained. I'm guessing I picked the wrong piece of evidence there. Got proof that Mr. Elg and the tiger knew... I don't think I can figure that out right now. Or I'd have to take a guess that I probably can't. Hello. I would like to present... I would like... Okay, what is it going to take to actually break yours? Oh. Well, we'll see. The head bandage. You said that bandage around your head was from an operation. You also said you suffered a fatal injury to the head, correct?
Yes, the operation was very difficult, apparently.
Now, by fatal injury, you mean you were hurt very badly somehow, right? Did the injury in question have something to do with this? Damn! Donuts, huh?
I baked them myself. Homemade donuts. Have one.
What's inside?
Jam and...
I'm sorry, but I didn't quite catch that. Yeah. No, thanks, I'll pass. Did I pick the wrong one? I think I picked the wrong one. Shit. Yeah, the repair bill. There, that was the right one. Sorry. I have here a car repair bill. From this, it seems pretty obvious that this car was involved in an accident.
Let me see that. This bill is made out to the Cadaverinis.
Yes, it is.
I don't think I ever introduced myself. Tell me, what do the Cadaverinis have to do with me?
Something tells me she's not about to say hi and introduce herself. Alright then. Your relationship with the Cadaverians is very strong, and this is why. Yeah. I know exactly who you are. Viola Cadaverini. You sustained that injury in a traffic accident, didn't you? Got it.
It happened about 4 months ago. I was driving in one of our family's cars when someone pulled out in front of me. It was a motorbike or something like that. I don't remember it much. Anyway, I survived to try to avoid it. Oh, I swerved rather, goddamn. But
Did you run directly into a telephone pole?
I took a blow to the head. A bad one.
Yeah, I can imagine. So, what happened to the person on the bike? I'm guessing they didn't get away with injuring the Viola Cadaverini, right?
I don't know what happened to them. They ran away, or so I heard.
Ran away?
If they'd stayed, I'd have...
Is it possible? Who could the person who committed the hit and run be? It's pretty obvious. It was this man, wasn't it? He was the cause of your accident.
It wasn't Don Tiger. I refuse to believe it. We collided, the motorbike and my car. But Don Tiger isn't injured at all, is he?
It was the tiger who caused Viola to crash. I can feel it. Plus, one of her locks just broke. So she must suspect it was him, too. I'm sorry, Miss Cadaverini, but I have proof that the tiger was involved in a traffic accident on his bike. Well, I guess the closest evidence I can think of that would have to be the fact that he has a scooter. Yeah. It's not exactly a motorbike, but Mr. Tiger's Mr. Tiger rides around on a scooter, doesn't he? And you'll notice that the front wheel guard is badly damaged. Miss Cadaverini, you know the truth, don't you? This repair bill was paid by Furio Tiger. The Cadaverinis have known for ages who caused that accident, haven't they?
It's possible, perhaps. Somewhere inside me, I know that may be true.
I knew it.
But Don Tiger still saved my life. The operation was very complicated. It was very, very expensive.
How much are we talking?
Very, very, very expensive.
She seems kind of hesitant about giving me an actual figure. I should back off. Well, anyway, it was the tiger who paid for it, right?
After I recovered, Don Tiger told me. He said he paid for the operation because he cared about me. I believed him.
Really? But do you honestly believe that to be true? Do you want to know what I think? I think the reason he paid for the operation wasn't because of you, but someone else. If I'd had to take a guess, it'd probably be because of his dad. Her dad, rather. Perhaps I shouldn't be saying this, but your grandfather, Bruno Cadaverini, controls a lot of dubious cash, right? And you are his beloved pride and joy. Sure, I don't know exactly how much the operation cost, but if you weren't the granddaughter of Mr. Cadaverini, do you think Mr. Tiger would have paid that money?
$1 million.
Ooh, that's a lot of money. Woo, nearly full. Now we can hear about it.
4 months ago, I was in a traffic accident. That's why I needed the operation. When I woke up, they told me it was nothing serious. A simple procedure.
Oh, really? Well, I guess if she recovered in 4 months, it couldn't have been too big.
They said the operation cost $1 million.
$1 million bucks!
My grandfather ordered Don Tiger to pay $1 million in compensation.
Compensation, huh? It's underworld lingo for paying money to settle a score. Basically, pay or get into some serious trouble. But $1 million bucks! This has to be related to our poisoning case somehow.
I wanted to believe him. I wanted to trust what Don Tiger said. He said it had nothing to do with my grandfather being Bruto Cadaverini. I wanted to believe he helped me because he cared about me, not about my grandfather.
Ah, damn it.
But I knew that wasn't really true.
Wow, I'm so sorry.
What he did to get the money was evil.
Mhm.
He said it was all for me, so I helped him.
You helped him? In what way?
Here, take these.
What are these? Medical papers?
I'm Bruto Cadaverini's granddaughter. He had to pay compensation. He was made an offer he simply could not refuse.
And she's off. Oh, okay. Wow. I feel so bad for Viola. It's inexcusable. Huh? There are two things that I consider inexcusable. Poisoning and betrayal. Only two? I think there are several things, but I don't know. Only a coward would hurt people using either of these tactics. Is everything alright, Nick? We should get going. Right after we finish our espresso. Yeah. I won't need to convince Viola of anything else, so I guess I can get rid of this. Repair bell thrown into the trash. Whatever. Again, the phrase we're currently stuck on involves trying to prove that there is a connection between Tiger and Elg. Or Glenn, rather. Sorry. But, Jesus, I'm so mixed up in my head. The losing... Wait a minute. The losing tickets at blue screen? What are you talking... Hold the fuck... How does that connect the two? I don't know. No, fuck this game. Fuck everything about it. How does those tickets mix them together? That is so out of goddamn left field. Really? Seeing the tickets on the floor triggers something else to be examined. So you mean there was a piece of dialogue there that I was supposed to be paying attention to, you mean? Alright, well, let's go ahead and examine that. Wow, look at this mess. Looks like they're all betting tickets. What kind of betting tickets? For betting on which horse will win at a given race. They're horse racing tickets. Oh, wow. These drawers are stuffed full of these. Looks like they're all losing tickets, though. So... Whoa, look at this desk, Nick. What a mess. Looks pretty average to me. But you can't get any work done with everything all over the place like this. You think? Real whiz kids can work under any condition, you know. Alright, so just based off of that sentence right there, I'm taking a look at my desk right now. Let's see. On this desk right now, and basically a gigantic heap, I've got ourselves a tape measure, an inhaler. I've got a GoPro sitting here. Oh, there's the Xbox controller. Some lenses cleaner. I've got a roll of tape sitting here. Oh, here's a... it's an SD card reader that I plug into USB. There's another set of headphones so I can test the call audio. There's like a whole shitload of cables for audio and things like that. I think I agree with that. She's trying to hint that I should tidy my desk more. No! I will tidy my desk in hell. I'll clean up my desk when Maya stops asking silly questions. Hey. This calendar. What about it? If this is another hint about tidying, you can forget it. Someone's marked December 3rd in red pen. December 3rd? That's the day Mr. Elg was murdered. Is there anything else? Yeah, it says, meet with the tiger. The tiger? There we go. Jesus, okay. Yeah, that is what I want. Well, now it makes a complete, total... alright. Elg and the tiger knew each other. Thank you, Mario. Fiorio Tiger, a.k.a. The Tiger, is the boss of a loan office called Tender Lender. This is who Mr. Elg met with on the day of his murder. And the only thing a loan shark would talk with him about would be his debt. No! It's true that Glenn had racked up quite a bit of debt from his gambling habit. About $100,000, I think. $100,000? Ouch. But I heard he won the lottery, so he should have been in the clear. Shame Maggie couldn't get a bit of that good luck. Okay. So the guy got lucky and won the lottery. But what if he hadn't won? What was his plan then? Well, this isn't easy to say, but he said he would use his talents to repay the money. His talents. I suspect he was talking about programming. What computer program is worth $100,000? Perhaps you good people should leave so I can get back to my work. I'm so close to cracking her. No, close to croaking her. The program in question, was it by any chance this?
Take that!
Well, this is it, isn't it? This is the virus that's infecting computers worldwide as we speak. MC Bomber! No! This is actually very tasteful commentary right now, considering we're dealing with all this ransomware crap happening right now. Alright. Glenn's head had more processing power than any computer, but it had been infected with a gambling virus. Glenn was in too deep. You mean he was in debt, Mer? Yes, $100,000 in debt. Not an easy amount to repay. So, he said he was taking on some extra work, something a bit risky. Risky? How? Maybe he was going to become a waitress at Tribulations. That's pretty risky. Where do you come up with those ideas? So, it's safe to say Mr. Elg was the creator of this virus, huh? The MC Bomber virus, yes. It was the work of a genius in a bad sort of way, of course, but still genius. Something like that would probably fetch several $1 million on the black market. Inconceivable! Gumshoe was right for a change. This date, December 3rd. This is marked on his calendar. That was his deadline for repaying his debts. Willing to bet that he probably had some sort of a meeting with, the Mr. Tiger, being like, no, I swear to God, I'll be able to repay the debt. Don't worry, I have got this planned out. I'm planning on selling something. It'll be a top dollar, and then I'll be able to pay you back. And then he didn't shut his trap. And then the disc was stolen. And then he was dead. And I guess we won't be needing these horse racing tickets anymore. Good. Glenn Elg's losing horse race tickets, thrown back on the floor. Use the trash can, Nick! Man, why should I? He didn't. Alright, so we have that information now. I wonder... Now that we have cracked that one... Oh, actually, now that I think about it... we need to go and find the chef, don't we? I feel like we do. January 7th, Trey Bon. Hey, bonjour, hello. I have been waiting for you to return. Mr. Armstrong. Ah, good timing. I was hoping to find you here. We'd like to ask you a few questions. Well, he hasn't got... Oh, no. He hasn't got anything to say to you fellas. Hello. It's Zinniolf! Who you calling Zinniolf? Run, Maya. Where'd you go? Come out from under the table already, Maya. Okay, hand it over. What? You just want to play games with me? I don't recommend that. The medical papers. Now! Uh-oh. I think he wants Viola Cadaverini's papers back. You mean this? The $1 million medical papers? Miss Cadaverini trusted you. That's why she said that she helped you. Forget about it. That girl's dumber than an eggplant. You just want to know what's sad? I'll tell you what's sad. And it ain't only her face. She thinks she's got power because she's Bruto's little girl. Now that's sad. I can't let you have these papers. Tomorrow in court, I'm going to expose what you did to get the $1 million used to pay this off. You crazy or something? I don't care if you want to give it to me or not. There's two of us here. You got that? Two. Mr. Armstrong? Forgive me this all. I cannot argue with him. Wait, I'm being whipped. What? That really hurt. Is that all you got? I'll be taking those papers now. Armstrong, get that lighter. Wait! Don't take it too hard. Phoenix Wright. That was so stupid. I shouldn't have let my guard down. Those medical papers were vital evidence. Somebody stop him. Hold it, pal! Sweet. Detective Gumshoe! Detective! You think you're gonna stop me, copper? Beat it! Whoa! Come on, Gumshoe, keep it together. You guys get out of here. Leave this guy to me. But... Go, pal, and take this. If you get hurt, who's gonna look after Maggie, huh? Alright. Thanks, Gumshoe. Wait, Nick! Don't leave me behind! Oh, thank you, Gumshoe. Please do not get slaughtered. I'll get even with that guy tomorrow. In court. Tender Lender is going down. To be continued. And boy, like I said before, we've been going for 4 hours. And it was a confusing 4 hours at that. So I think we're going to leave it off, and then when we return, I'm going to go ahead and we are going to dive right into court and see if we could finally beat this fool. Get him on the witness stand and finally beat, just take him down. Oh, but I am exhausted. I need to either relax for the rest of the night or I need to actually go to bed. So that'll do it for the stream. So thanks to everybody who has popped in to take a look at the stream. I appreciate it. If you want to take a look at the episode anytime after it's done, I'm going to be cutting out a bunch of the bits of us getting stuck, and I'm going to be uploading it to the YouTube channel sometime after that. I stream on Saturdays, Sundays, and Wednesdays, all of them starting at around 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. I have been playing this game, Phoenix Wright. I've also been playing Breath of the Wild. I really want to get back into that, especially since we got the Master Sword. Woo! Then, and then random roguelike games. So those are fun. And again, thanks everybody for coming out, and also thanks for the help. I appreciate that too. So see you next time.